Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Rochester Raging Rhino Soccer tonight, live from Frontier Soccer Stadium. It's been a long time since we've said that. The Rhinos match day 21 for the team. Tonight it's an inter-conference matchup with the Minnesota Thunder here at Frontier. This is Andrew Battisti, your host for the Nextel Direct Connect pregame show. Don't forget you can talk to Soccer Sam and I after the match on Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct. Talk to the players, get your thoughts on tonight's match. And the Rhinos in Minnesota tonight. And Friday Night Frenzy at Frontier. We have band playing. There'll be fireworks after the game. And we invite everyone, if you can make it out tonight. Looks like the weather's going to hold up. And no rain tonight. We're hoping Mother Nature will be cooperative. The Rhinos and Minnesota tonight here at Frontier. Well, the Rhinos played their final match of their 5-match and 8-day killer road swing last Saturday in Virginia Beach. The Mariners had whitewashed the Rhinos 4-0 the previous Saturday, and were looking to repeat things to stay in playoff contention. Rochester dropped a 4-1 decision to Richmond the previous night, and looking for some last bit of gas in the tank to take home some additional points before returning home. Coach Carrieri went with Soren Johnson in the goal. He played in the last match with Virginia Beach. That was one of 5 changes to the Rhino lineup from the previous night. The logical strategy for Rochester was get an early goal and defend, just like they did in the 1-0 win against Richmond the day after the 4-0 loss to Virginia Beach a week previous. It nearly happened in the 10th minute. The Rhino getting an early goal was Chris Carrieri setting up Kirk Wilson in the box. Had an open look, but the ball went off the post and out. A minute later, Dante Washington, who was the key figure in the last match between the two teams, had an open goal off a Jacob Fenger shot that was saved by Johnson, but he put it wide. Soren was the star of the first half. He had 3 big saves, and the match was scoreless at the interval. The Rhinos continued to keep the pace slow in the second half, and the Mariners didn't press the issue. Much bit of a surprise there. And finally, in the 64th minute, substitute Nate Winkle fed the ball up towards Washington, 30 yards out from goal. Dante let the ball run past him, and he and Craig Demon got tangled up. The referee awarding a free kick to Virginia Beach, a call that could have gone either way. Steve Shack lined up the set piece and fired a perfect shot over the Rochester 3-man wall into the upper near corner. Soren Johnson with no chance. 1-0 to the Mariners, the second goal for Shack against the Rhinos in a matter of 8 days. Only 1 goal down, the Rhinos were still very much alive, but 10 minutes later, a very controversial play pretty much decided the result and left the players shaking their heads. An extended possession by Virginia Beach led to substitute Daniel Alvarez finding room down the left flank. His cross was met by the foot of Carlos Semedo, but it was Jacob Fenger who was behind Semedo, came across the Rhino defender, used both arms to settle the ball against his hip, and then beat Soren Johnson from 6 yards out after the ball fell to the ground. The Rochester players were irate, and rightfully so, as replays showed the blatant handball that the referees and his assistants missed. But the goal stood. It was 2-0 to the Rhinos. The only thing Rochester had to show for it was 4 yellow cards for dissent after the team surrounded the referee to voice their displeasure at the call. The icing on the cake came 4 minutes from time. Washington got his name on the score sheet as Dante dummied the ball through to the top of the 18 to Winkle. He ran into the box, got a pass from Winkle, and beat Soren through the 5-hole. Dante's 11th goal of the year to make the final score. Virginia Beach 3, Rochester 0. The loss dropped the Rhinos to 12-7-1 on the year. Still second in the Eastern Conference. The Mariners improved to 8-9-3, still very much alive in the playoff race. So the road trip ended in the A-League. 1 win and 3 losses for the Rhinos. The team was outscored 11-2, but we can't forget, though, the big U.S. Open Cup victory in the round of 16 over the New England Revolution. But certainly the Rhino players are very glad to be back here at Frontier tonight. Chris Carrieri still leads the Rhinos in scoring. Hasn't put any points up recently, but still has 5 goals and still leads the A-League in assists with 7. 17 points, that's tied for 7th in the league. Corey Woolfolk, still 7 goals, hasn't scored a goal in a while, but still leads the Rochester Rhinos in goals scored. 1 assist also for Corey for 15 points, now tied for 11th in the A-League. Kirk Wilson and Roland Pacho Aguilera each have 8 points for the Rhinos. Theo Zagar, 0.79 goals against. Only one of 6 A-League goaltenders to have a goals against under 1. He's 4th in the A-League currently. Also tonight marks a milestone. Lennon Steenkamp, if he gets into the match tonight, will play his 200th match in a Rhino uniform in the regular season. A tremendous accomplishment for the Rhino Stalwart. We'll hear from Don Stevens. He's back here tonight if Lennon is in the starting lineup this evening. The Rhinos will have a short road trip on Sunday, going down the thruway to Syracuse to face the Solid Dogs. in the 6:05 start. Then back at Frontier for 3 straight matches. Wednesday night, it's the U.S. Open Cup quarterfinals as the Charleston Battery, the A-League champs, come in Open Cup competition on Wednesday night, 7:35 kickoff. Syracuse will be in Frontier in their final appearance this year on Friday night, 1 week from tonight, 7:35. And once again, it'll be the Charleston Battery Sunday on the 8th at 6:05. When we come back on the Nextel Direct Connect pregame show, we'll tell you all you need to know about our opponents tonight. We played them 3 times in the A-League championship matches. They're back at Frontier. It's the Minnesota Thunder. This is the Rhinos Radio Network. Andrew Battisti back here at Frontier Soccer Stadium. This is the Nextel Direct Connect pregame show. When your phone has a walkie-talkie, you're instantly more productive. No more voicemail and no more phone tag. Just instant access to everybody you need. Every Nextel phone comes with a built-in walkie-talkie feature that gives you increased productivity at the push of a button and even works from coast to coast. Call 350-2000 for more details. We're kicking off in about 25 minutes here from Frontier, the Rhinos and the Minnesota Thunder tonight in match day 21 for the Rhinos. Don Stevens is back in the play-by-play land here tonight at Frontier, and he'll be joined by Rhino Ryan D'Annunzio. We're doing color tonight as Joe Giuliano is on vacation, so tune in to Don and Ryan coming up very soon here on the Rhinos Radio Network. The Minnesota Thunder have been one of the top franchises in the A-League over the past 7 years, moving up from Division III in 1997 after 3 straight playoff appearances and winning 37 of their first 38 regular season matches. The Thunder are only one of 3 A-League teams to play in 3 straight title matches, the others being the Rhinos and the old Colorado Foxes. And Minnesota took home the title in 1999, beating the Rhinos 2-1 in front of over 10,000 fans at home. After missing the playoffs in 2001 and losing in the quarterfinals to Milwaukee in 2002, Thunder returned to the title match last year, but they dropped a 3-0 decision at Blackbaud Stadium to the champion Charleston Battery. 2004, though, Minnesota has seen a major turnover of players. Only 9 of the 25 on the Thunder roster were with the team last year. But despite all the hoopla and the turnover, the team has done very well. 10 wins, 4 losses, and 3 draws. That puts them 3rd in the Western Conference. They have played a couple less matches than most of the other teams in the Western Conference. Some things may have changed in Minnesota, but there's one constant. That is coach Buzz Lagos. He's now in his 11th year. Lagos helped found the Thunder as an amateur team in 1990 and was voted to the USL Hall of Fame for his contributions to the sport. And recently, Coach Lagos picked up his 300th coaching victory. The key to Minnesota's success is their defense. They've only allowed 7 goals in 17 matches. They are led by 6'5" keeper Joe Warren, who leads the A-League with a 0.37 goals against and 12 shutouts. That's 4 away from Pat Onstad's league record of 16 set in 1998 for the Rhinos. Surprisingly, with just allowing 7 goals, the Thunder only play 3 in the back. The men who've been playing most of the matches are 2003 Thunder Rookie of the Year Dustin Brannon, former Pittsburgh Riverhound Brett Jaquette, and a member of the Kansas City Wizards last year, Chris Brunt. The midfielder also has 4 new players. They are Jeff Mateo, who played for the Columbus Crew last year, another former Wizard, Kevin Friedland, Godfrey Tenoff, who was with the Indiana Blast last year in the A-League, another A-League player, Freddie Juarez, who played for the El Paso Patriots. Also, we'll be seeing the veteran Marco Ferruzzi in the midfield. Despite the great defending that the Minnesota Thunder have done, the offense, though, is not done as well. They're only 14th in the A-League in goals scored. Leading scorer for Minnesota is big Melvin Tarley. He has 6 goals, 1 assist for 13 points. Still with Minnesota is Liberian international Johnny Menyanger. He's known as the Tiny Ticket due to his small 5'5" stature. Another player who Minnesota just picked up in June and has really come on strong is David Castellanos. He came over from the Colorado Rapids, much like Chris Carrieri did for the Rhinos this year. The most recent match for the Thunder was last Saturday against Edmonton FC. Over 5,000 fans, a capacity crowd at McAllister College in St. Paul. Special home match at the college. Marco Ferruzzi got first goal for Minnesota in the 34th minute. It was Castellanos with a brace, 2 goals in the second half Minnesota went on to an easy 3-0 victory. Again, 10-4-3 is the Minnesota record. Joe Warren with his 12th shutout. Minnesota is also in the U.S. Open Cup quarterfinals. They beat the LA Galaxy 1-0 at the Metrodome. They were led by Chris Brunt in that game, scoring the only goal for the Thunder. They will play the MLS champion San Jose Earthquakes with former Rochester Rhino Pat Onstad and Rochester native Jameel Walker on Wednesday, August 4th. And this is the only time these two teams will meet unless they play in the A-League final this year. Overall, the Rhinos lead the overall series, 5 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. That includes 2 wins and 1 loss in A-League title matches. Looking at tonight's match, Minnesota has had a very interesting schedule. They have played 17 matches. 12 of those 17 have been at home, just 5 of them on the road. So they're going to have a lot of road matches coming up in the month of August. The road record so far for Minnesota is much less than stellar. 0 wins, 2 losses, and 3 draws, and they've scored just 1 goal in those matches. So the Thunder have a lot to prove tonight, as do the Rhinos. They've come back from a tough road trip. The home cooking could be the recipe the Rhinos need to get back on track. The Rhinos have just allowed 3 goals in 9 home matches. But Rochester's last 2-goal game on the offensive side came back on June 17th in Portland. Both teams have very strong defenses. The offenses are struggling. Consequently, 1 goal could decide things tonight. Joe Warren, again, 6'5". Dustin Brandon, the center back, 6'3". The rest of the Thunder, though, are a bit undersized. The Rhinos may be able to take advantage of that in the midfield. Speaking of midfield, Minnesota uses 5 players in the midfield. The Rhinos normally play with 4. We'll see if that gives the Minnesota Thunder an advantage with that 5-4 player advantage in the center of the park. Thunder play tomorrow night in Syracuse against the Solid Dogs on the AstroTurf, and then host San Jose in the Open Cup Wednesday. Be interesting to see if Coach Lagos may pull the team back a little bit, not play as aggressively, trying to save their legs for a tough match tomorrow, and then a huge Open Cup match on Wednesday at home against San Jose. Minnesota is a very young team. They average just 24 years of age. So the classic battle of youth versus the Rhinos' experience will be in play tonight. And finally tonight, the Rhinos are expecting a big crowd. The Rhinos need the support of the fans after such a tough road trip, being away for nearly 3 weeks. Against home cooking may be what the Rhinos will rely on tonight to push them to a victory at home here against the Minnesota Thunder. Coming back on the next Cell Direct Connect pregame show, we'll give you all the A-League action over the past week, give you all the stats and standings, and tell you about some big matches tonight going on in the Eastern Conference. This is the Rhinos Radio Network. Back here at Frontier, the Rhinos and the Minnesota Thunder will be kicking off in about 15 minutes, and we hope the rain holds off. Looks like we're going to have a decent night here at Frontier. Invite you all to come out if you can make it to Frontier tonight, the Rhinos and the Minnesota Thunder. If you can't make it, join us in the Rhino chat room on the official Rhino website at www.rhinosoccer.com. Cheer on the team to all away and home matches this year. The chat room is absolutely free, brought to you by Spinning Web's Internet and PC Services, the official web provider of the Rochester Raging Rhinos. Going back to last Saturday night in the A-League, a big match took place in the East down in Atlanta as first-place Montreal faced the Silverbacks. A loss and a tie for the Silverbacks in Puerto Rico in their most recent matches. They needed a victory to stay up with the league leaders. In the 23rd minute, though, Atlantic keeper Joe Barton fouled Eddie Sabrango in the box, resulting in a penalty kick. Patrick Luke put it away. It made it 1-0 to Atlanta, or to Montreal, check that. The Silverbacks' Gary Brooks was sent off in the 40th minute, and 10 men Silverbacks could not beat Greg Sutton. He recorded his 12th shutout of the year. 1-0 victory for Montreal. The Impact have just 1 road match left in their last 7. That's here at Frontier on August 27th. Another key Eastern Conference match in Charleston is the Battery hosted Syracuse, who came in with 4 straight wins and putting them back in playoff contention. Former Solid Dog and Rhino Gabe Valencia put the home side up in the 9th minute. But with a quarter hour left, Syracuse tied things to Anthony Mayer. Went to extra time in the 100th minute. It was Attila Vende scoring off a rebound for the Solid Dogs, and they won their 5th straight, 2-1 in overtime. In Portland, the Timbers hosted Seattle. The Sounders took lead in the 42nd minute. Roger Levesque heading home Jonathan Bolanos' corner. 10 minutes left. It was Levesque again taking a long free kick from keeper Preston Burpo and chipping the ball into the net from 10 yards out, and the Sounders win it in Portland 2-0. Another huge match in the West saw Seattle host Milwaukee on Sunday. Win for either team would go a long way in settling the Western Conference Final playoff berth. The Wave got off quickly. 2 goals in the first 15 minutes. Ibrahim Kante in the 7th and Johnny Torres, the PK, in the 12th. But the Sounders pulled one back in the 29th. Levesque again scoring his 3rd in 2 matches. He was, by the way, the A-League Player of the Week. With time running out, Seattle got a dramatic equalizer. Scott Jenkins heading home Sean Michael Callahan's corner. The match ended in a 2-2 draw. Toronto was in Alberta for a pair of matches, needing wins to keep in the playoff hopes alive. The Lynx faced Calgary on Sunday, a back-and-forth contest. In the 9th minute, it was Ali Gerber with his 11th of the year for Toronto, but it was canceled out by a 16th-minute tally from the Mustangs' Conrad Smith. Gerber again scored, number 2 on the day, in the 22nd, but again Calgary equalized in the 29th through Geert Bruslers. But the Lynx scored the match winner in the 49th minute. Charles Gebeke doing the honors. The Lynx win it 3-2 over the Mustangs. Toronto then faced FC Edmonton the next night. Sifo Sibia got the home team ahead in the 38th, but it was Gebeke again scoring his 2nd goal in 2 matches in the 68th. Contest went to overtime and went all the way to the 110th minute. Edmonton, though, 1-1 for the home fans. Former Rhino Nicky Vinovich set up Chris Devlin for the game winner 2-1 to Edmonton. A huge loss for the Lynx. Wednesday in Montreal, the Impact hosted Charleston the Battery almost in a must-win situation if they were going to defend their title. Sandro Grande gave the Impact the lead in the 53rd minute with his specialty, a long-range bomb from 35 yards out. 5 minutes later, it was Mauro Biello setting up Sabrango's 4th goal in 5 matches. The Impact win it 2-0. Greg Sutton, his 13th start of the year, a new team record. He is also closing in on Pat Onstad's league record of 16. And finally, Wednesday in Portland, Portland visited Calgary on Wednesday with scores to the 86th minute. League leading scorer, though, Alan Gordon put away the match winner for the Timbers, his 16th goal of the year. Timbers 1, Mustangs 0. Matches today, 2 very important ones in the East. Richmond Kickers host Puerto Rico, Richmond in 3rd in the East. And the Charleston Battery in Atlanta take on the 4th place Silverbacks. If the Rhinos, Richmond, and Atlanta win tonight, the Battery will be eliminated from the playoffs. Also tonight, 11 p.m. on Fox Sports World, it's Vancouver hosting Calgary. The standings in the East, Montreal, a 6-point lead on the Rhinos, 43 points to the Rhinos' 37. Richmond right behind with 36, followed by Atlanta with 35. Syracuse right there with 30. Virginia Beach with 27, still in the hunt for the playoffs. Toronto has 22, Puerto Rico 18, and Charleston 13. Leading the West is Vancouver, 38 points. Portland right there with 36, followed by Minnesota, our opponents tonight, with 33. Seattle with 28, Milwaukee right there with 27. Then a big drop to Edmonton with 15, and Calgary with just 9 at the bottom of the league. Alan Gordon leads the A-League in scoring. He has 33 points, 16 goals, 1 assist. Tied for second, Ali Gerber of Toronto and Dante Washington of Virginia Beach with 26. Portland's Byron Alvarez has 22 points, followed by Matt Cozier of Atlanta with 21. Leading goalkeeper in the A-League is right here tonight. Joe Warren of Minnesota, 0.38 goals against. Greg Sutton of Montreal is second, followed by Alex Marks of Vancouver, Theo Zagar of the Rhinos, and Ronnie Pascal of the Richmond Kickers. And that's it for the Nextel Direct Connect pregame show. Coming up next, it's Don Stevens and special guest colorman Ryan D'Annunzio of the Rhinos with the action of Rhino Soccer. The Rhinos and the Minnesota Thunder tonight from Frontier. This is Andrew Batista back after the match with Soccer Sam on Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct. We hope to talk to you then here on the Rhinos Radio Network.
To you, everybody, from Frontier Field tonight, where the Rhinos get ready to take on the Minnesota Thunder, and rematch of some very exciting contests between these two. But it seems like most of the time they've played, it's been a league championship game. But there's been some regular season games, and that's one of those tonight. It's the only meeting this season between these two, and it'll be here at Frontier Field in Rochester. The Rhinos certainly pleased, I think, to get back home after playing the last 5 on the road over the last couple of weeks. And been a tough grind, but they'll try and get back in the roll here. Things have not gone so well lately. In league play, winning only 1 of the last 4. If you count Open Cup play, winning 2 of the last 5. So the Rhinos trying to get back in the winning side of things and needing to do so. But still, as you might think about the team being disappointed, they're still battling for first place. Currently second in the conference and third overall in the league with 37 points. And certainly within striking distance of the league lead. Well, as the Rhinos outscored the last 4 games by an 11-2 margin. That's in league play. Talking with the coach of the Rhinos, Pat Ercole, and asking him if his team right now is trying to get started again, kickstart the team. And And certainly one of the things they needed was rest. They've had the last week to try and get rested up. I asked the coach if it was enough rest to get ready.
We would have liked to have had more because, obviously the more days you get, the more the body re-energizes, the more you get rid of maybe some of the frustrations. But on the same token, you don't want it to be too long because you'd like to get back on the field and get back on the winning track. I think we could have used a little bit more time, but that's not part of the schedule.
Yeah. Two sides to this whole thing. One is giving up too many goals. The other is not scoring enough goals. First, giving up too many goals, is that the fatigue factor at this point or what?
No question. I mean, you're talking back-to-back Open Cup, overtime Open Cup, and then long travel, and then back-to-back again. And so, you can micromanage and look at the team over the last week and say, holy mackerel, 11 goals against, and then you could look at the beginning of the season and say, 7 goals against, or 9 goals, whatever it was. So you have to look at the overall picture and say, okay, what are the reasons here? It's not because we forgot how to play soccer here and we're a bad team. It's just because the fatigue played a part in it.
Now, on the other side, the not scoring enough goals, however, has been going on for quite some time. You able to put a finger on that yet or what?
Well, I think, when you go up against the best teams in the league, which we have been over the last, 3 or 4 weeks, and also with the congestion the amount of games that we played, I thought, you look at the Montreal game up in Montreal, I was really thought, that we got a good team here.
That's Coley, the coach of the Raging Rhinos. This will be getting underway very shortly here tonight at Frontier Field. The Rhinos and the Thunder, stick around. This is the Raging Rhinos Radio Network. Here once again at Frontier Field tonight as the Rhinos meet the Minnesota Thunder in their only meeting of the year between the two teams. I'm Don Stevens. Alongside tonight, he is Ryan D'Annunzio, defender for the Rhinos, but he's up here in the perch with me tonight. Joe Giuliano vacationing. And, of course, what else is Joe usually doing? But anyway, Ryan's alongside. And Ryan, looks like a good crowd on hand tonight. Should be an exciting one.
Absolutely. Should be a great game. Should be good to see the boys get back after a little bit of rest, get back home, and pick up a nice win here.
A lot of kids out in the field providing the lines for the players to run through. What's that like when you run through that it's call it the gauntlet or whatever?
It's actually quite exhilarating to get out, to come through, to see that many fans really getting you going, to get the adrenaline pumping right before they kick off, and it's a nice send-off to realize who you're playing for.
Ryan D'Annunzio, Rhino defender, will be along tonight, and the game will be getting underway. Let's check the starters, first of all, for the visiting team, and that would be for the Minnesota Thunder. Joe Warren in goal. He's currently leading the league with a 0.38 goals against average, has a 10-4-3 record, an impressive record so far, and is second in the league with 12 shutouts this season. So Joe Warren in goal for the visiting Thunder. 3 defenders they list: Dustin Brannon, Brent Jacquet, and Chris Brunt. That's the defensive row. Then through the midfield, as they look like they have a 3-5-2 alignment, we'll see Freddie Juarez, Godfrey Tenoff, Jeff Mateo, Kevin Friedland, and Jay Alberts. And then up front, it is Johnny Younger along with David Castellano. So that's the forwards for the Thunder. Starting out for the Rhinos in goal, Theo Zagar, who comes into this one with a 9-5-1 record of 0.78 goals against average and 7 shutouts on the season. The defensive row would include Craig Demon, Carlos Mendez, Billy Sedgwick, and Dave Wright. They've been there all year. And then through the midfield, Sean Shakaris, Corey Wolfolk, Kurt Wilson, and Lennon Steenkamp, and the forwards Chris Carrieri and Doug Miller. The Rhinos tonight wearing the gold jerseys with black shorts and white socks, and the visiting Thunder dressed all in blues. So excellent color combinations. They're certainly very different looks from each team. No problem, and the kickoff takes place. The Rhinos shooting that to our left. And in goal down to our right is Theo Zagar. We're underway here tonight at Frontier Field. In the middle along the 35, stolen away by Kirk Wilson, trying to sneak through. Looking for the through ball. Carrieri to the outside. Wolfolk left footer. Roller in, and it's scooped up by Warren. So right away, some early pressure provided by the Rhinos. Rochester will back off now as the keeper, Warren, has the ball, and the first shot of the match going to the Rhinos, and I'm sure that's something that they wanted to get going with some immediate pressure.
Yeah, it was good to see Kirk get in there and step in, pick up the ball off of Jeff Mateo. It's high pressure, and what we like to play at home.
Just getting started back inside the area. Once again, Warren has it. Dribbles the ball a couple of times. Now throws it outside the 18. Takes a look downfield, and he'll kick it away with the left foot. So that's a very low kick into the center circle. Knocked down by Woolfolk. Tried to sneak it forward to Carrieri, but recovered. And it dropped off. Back. It's played away downfield by the Thunder, by Brannon. And into Rhino territory and scooped up inside of his 18 by Zagar. So again, the defensive row, Chris Brunt, is playing the right outside in the midfield. The taller of the three, Dustin Brannon, at 6'3", and on the outside of the left wing side is Brant Jacquette. Played for Pittsburgh last season. Jacquette knocks it down, and Kirk Wilson trying to steal, but gets tied up. Jacquette has it back for the Thunder at his own 25, spinning around with the left foot, chips it through midfield. Castellano trying to hit it, but that's knocked away by Wright. Nods it across midfield once again into Minnesota territory. Into the center circle for Tenov. Crossing it off on the near wing, and under the ball is Brunt. Here cleared up the near wing, knocked down by Alberts, but that's taken away by the Rhinos. In midfield, Shakira's turning the wrong way, and it's recovered at the midfield line. Mateo dropping it off and a feed forward. It's Juarez into the middle. As Castellano dummies the ball back for it. Sedgwick able to hammer it crossfield and up into the stands to the far side of the field. So the throw in on the far side for the Thunder. Short throw into Menyonger. Speaking of short, drops it back at midfield, where it's recovered by the Thunder on the left wing side. Jacquette passes it ahead. Castellano knocks it down, and the Rhinos move in to take it away. Miller into the center circle. Gets a pass off to Chigaris. Looking for the return. Feeds up the right wing side. Onto it goes Carrieri. Cross along the 6. And the pass picked off by Warren, who throws it out the near wing, but Woolfolk was out the back door.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate that ball wasn't able to get through. I don't think Chris got enough on it that he wanted to, and the keeper was able to step out and pick off the pass.
Out of midfield, Thunder with the ball. And it's carried forward into Rhino territory. Chipped up the right wing side. Castellano at the 18. Knocks it down. Right foot, a body kick. Punched away. And the rebound is knocked away on the near side. Zagar gets the hands on it to knock that blast away from Castellanos. On the near wing, Sedgwick turns back at his 18. Rolls it ahead for Woolfolk. As he gets tied up and taken down, foul is called on Minnesota. And the man with the foul is Chris Brunt. Big save right there by Zagar.
Oh, it was an unbelievable save. He was able to plant his feet, get his hands forward, and knock the ball down. It was very fortunate that the rebound was able to go to Billy Sedgwick.
On the restart, Demon from his 25, crossing to the outside on the far wing for Carlos Mendez. Rolls it in the middle along the 20. Taken by Wright. Takes a look to the outfield, long up the left wing side. Woolfolk can't get to it, and the ball skips out of bounds on the near wing. It'll be a throw in on the near side for the Thunder from their own 45. And the throw in through midfield. Castellanos knocks it down. One touch back near midfield. Wilson tips it loose. Rhinos have it. Woolfolk knocks it aside for Chigaris as he's taken down hard to the midfield line. The ball recovered by Tenov of the Thunder. Drops it back his own side of midfield. Moving out to the midfield line, dribbling his way up. Jacquette to the outside. There's a chip along the 20, headed away by Deminoff on the far wing. Knotted again deep in the far corner and turning back for it. Mendez, Wright gets to it for the Rhinos and bangs it along the far touchline. Settled by Miller. Drops it at his 18. Mendez went past right back up the right wing side. Miller leads it ahead. Kirk Wilson trying to sneak through and does. He blows by one. Down to the 25. Down to the 20. Looking for the through ball. Over the left wing side, but it's headed away by Alberts. And the Rhinos had a perfect opportunity but couldn't sneak it by. Ball the other way downfield and offsides against the Thunder.
Yeah, it seemed like Rochester was able to produce a 3-on-2 there. Kirk came across the middle with the ball, but unfortunately it seemed like Chris and Corey kind of crossed their runs and were able to bring the two defenders right into Kirk's path.
Wilson just blew by Friedland. It's to the outside along the near wing, and it's carried up the near touchline by Sedgwick. Chips it deep to the corner. After it goes Carrieri, and all over him is the ball is played down inside the 6 by Brannon, and now it's cleared away out through midfield, but up into the stands on the far side. Carrieri being manhandled by Brannon, but no call. It was inside the near end of the 18. Taken on the throw in midfield by Carlos Mendez. His throw in, going short, knocked away by Juarez. Couldn't keep it in, so another throw in for the Rhinos, this time from about 45 yards out. No score. We're in the 5th minute here at Frontier Field. And the Rhinos, having given up 7 goals in the last 2 games, are certainly going to want to shore up the defenses. On downfield. That's headed away at the 18, coming out of the 35. Steenkamp stepping in, but couldn't come away with the ball, and it's the Thunder. Last midfield, Demon back, steps in the way, takes it away from Castellanos, drops it back at his 18. Keeper Zagar with the ball. Low kick through midfield. Knocked down off the chest of Carrieri for Wilson. Plays to the side. Shakira tips it up the near wing for Wolfolk. Checking back for the ball. Gives it Shakira. Looking for the through ball, but knocked away. And knocked out of bounds on the near side. At the midfield line by Mateo. So a throw in for the Rhinos. Shakira will leave it there for Billy Sedgwick. Short throw in short to Chakiris, back to the outside. Sedgwick along the near wing. Kirk Wilson toward the middle, spinning around, being double teamed, and the ball taken away. Juarez feeds it through midfield. Ben Younger dropping it off there, trying to sneak away. Mateo taken down by Chakiris, and the foul is called.
There's a hard foul there by Sean. It's why one of the guys that leads the teams in cautions.
Pass up the left wing side. We're in the 7th minute here at Frontier Field, and no score. Into the center circle. Juarez checking back, drops it off, and played back in the middle. First taken by Brannon for the Thunder. Long up the left wing side. Mendez is back to head it away. Coming down about the 35 and a flick toward midfield by Steenkamp, then nodded to the outside. Wilson off on the right side. Here's Miller down to the 30. Has it on the right wing side, down to the 18. Pulls it along the 18. Turns toward the middle, but knocked away. Stepping into Steenkamp. Turns to the outside. Sneaks it across the 18. Then he's taken down. And play goes on. No call is made. Steenkamp very unhappy with the official. The ball put into the stands. Referee for this game, Brent Sorg. And the lines handled by Islam Salaj and Tom Ingle. And the 4th official is William Bainbridge.
Very unfortunate there. Leonard wasn't able to earn himself a call. It seemed like he made a nice run in through. He was just nipped off, but the ball was picked off from his feet. He was followed through and caught his back heel and fell right on top of the 18.
Alongside tonight, Ryan D'Annunzio, Rhino defender. Joe Giuliano vacationing. I'm Don Stevens. Glad to have you along. Steenkamp heads it along the 18, but that's volleyed in the air by Mateo and all the way up to near midfield. And underneath it goes Demon. Collision with Castellano. Ball is knocked out, and that off of Demon. So a throw in at midfield for the Rhinos. Or make that for the Thunder. The guys in blue. Very muggy night. It's cooling off a little bit. It says 80 degrees. I don't know if it feels that hot or not, does it?
No, it doesn't feel that hot anymore. Definitely a nice little breeze coming across the stadium.
Cross along the 18. Headed away out of the box by Sedgwick, but settled again. Brought forward. Friedland tips it up the left wing side. Nobody there. It's out over the end line. And a goal kick for the Rhinos. Sponsors of these broadcasts tonight include Spinning Webs, the official website provider of the Rhinos. Connolly Printing, 108 years of experience. Gallo and Yakovangelo, a full-service law firm. And by Best Volvo at 1500 University Avenue. Theo Zagar for the goal kick. Chips a high floater through midfield. Steenkamp flicks it toward the middle. Wilson underneath it. Carrieri helping out. Ball is knocked down. Taken away by Juarez. Pass in the middle, but Shakira steps up for the Rhinos to take it right back. And Miller chips it out the right side to the end line. Carrieri and takes a shot away, but missing high on the short side out over the end line. A goal kick the other way.
It's a really nice through ball by Miller. Seems that to get the balls into Chris tonight, the team's going to have to play low balls into the corners or driven balls into the outside midfielders. A driven ball in the air is not going to be won by Chris. He's really not a good size matchup for the defender in the back from Minnesota.
Keeper Joe Warren is leading the league with a 0.38 goals against average. Is he that good, or is the team that good?
I think it's a combination of both. He's made some great saves across the season, and the team seems to give a very few shots.
Headed forward by Demon out near midfield, knotted down by Wilson. Tipped away and in turn, back heel past Steenkamp out to the midfield line for Wolfolk. Drops it back, stepping up Sedgwick. Long, high chip downfield, but no help there. One big bounce inside the 18 and Warren out to stop it at the near end of the 18. So the Thunder keeper with the ball. 12 shutouts. He's having quite a year. Of course, this team hasn't given up a goal in the last 4 games. They have shut out the opposition in 4 straight, the last 4 straight. Hit the side out of midfield through the center circle. Tinoff pass on the near wing for Alberts. Round up the right wing side for Castellanos. As he's watched, drawing the ball to the corner, bumped by Demon. Ball rolls out. And down off of Castellanos, so it'll be a throw in for the Rhinos, deep in the near end of the field.
It'll be very important for the Rhinos to get the first goal tonight, to get the crowd in the game, to get energized of being back at home, and maybe get a little streak started.
Cedric takes a look downfield for the throw in. High floater. Steenkamp, 3 bodies around him. Ball pops up in the air. Juarez able to head it forward. Right nods it down inside the 18, and out to grab it on the first hop is Zagar. Little Menyonger was right on the doorstep, and I was kind of surprised at the flick by right, but the Rhinos get away with it. And that one passed away on the far side. Bounce out of bounds. Throw in on the far side for the Rhinos from around their own 35, and we're in the 11th minute now, and there's no score. Mendez, cross midfield, underneath it is Wilson. He flicks it toward the middle, however, knocked away again by the Thunder. Spinning around, and Younger, 40 yards out through the middle. Pass off to the near side. Sedgwick steps up, gets the left foot on it, tips it up the near wing, and out to near midfield for Woolfolk. Cross midfield, takes a look in the middle, sneaks a pass through for Carrieri. One touch, tried to slip it through, but that picked up on the other side by the Thunder. Kenoff drops it back in the middle, turning back with the ball. It's dropped off by Jacquet. And pass in the middle for Brannon. Chips it to the center circle on the near wing. Stepping back, knocking it down is Mateo. Spins at the midfield line to get away from Woolfolk. Pass ahead. And Younger in the middle, looking to sneak it through, but intercepted by Wright. And the Rhinos recover their own ball at their own 35. Pass ahead to the circle for Wilson. Draws it forward. Miller trying to get under it, but it bounced away. Couldn't control. Take it back at midfield by Mendez and into the middle. On the 40, forward Chakiris to the outside. Once again for Mendez. Cross along through midfield on the near side. Sedgwick heads it up the left wing. Running onto the ball. Woolfolk won't get to it. Sneaks out of bounds on the near side. And a throw in for the Thunder from their own 15. Throw in on the near wing. Side front. Pass up the wing. 10 off to Castellanos. Right back and along the near side again. Alberts across midfield into Rhino territory. Spins, giving it off to Ben Younger. As he sneaks the ball through. Castellanos in behind. And an offside flag once again. Looked like he had timed his move pretty well, but just a step ahead.
Yeah, very unfortunate there. Maybe the ball was played a little bit late by Munyanga, but he seems right now to be quick and chippy across the top of the forward defenders for Rochester. Seems to be able to get some of those balls through.
Castellanos can be very dangerous, as last game had 2 goals for 4 points. Started the year in Colorado with the Rapids, played 3 games there before being released. So he's coming out of the MLS this year, and now with 3 goals in his time spent with Minnesota. Drawn forward by Sedgwick up the left wing side to the outside along the near wing for Woolfolk, and then knocked out of bounds. Throw in on the near side for the Rhinos from 25 yards out. Billy Sedgwick to take the throw in. 13th minute here in Rochester, and no score. Cloudy, muggy night. Bit of a breeze blowing from right to left. So the Rhinos have the wind at their back here in the first half of play.
Definitely help out with this throw. Doug has a nice long throw. Hopefully he can get inside the box. Maybe find Leonard's head for a nice flick on. Rhinos can finish this.
And here's the throw in high into the box. Coming down the 6. Up in the air is the keeper, Warren, to pull the ball down. Throws it off on the far side. Brought away up the left wing. As Juarez sneaks it through midfield and into Rhino territory. Deep to the far corner. Turning back, Demon plays it down inside of his 18 to Zagar. Lets it roll down inside the 6. Comes up with the ball being watched by Ben Younger. And Zagar then out to near midfield. Headed forward to midfield by Wilson. And volleyed back to the Rhino 35. Wright plays it aside of the far wing for Chakiris. And the Rhinos bring it forward. Long up the right wing side. Carrieri in under the ball. Being chased to the far corner by Brannon. Drops it off. In to help out is Miller. Cross along the 6. And Woolfolk couldn't get his left foot on it. Nice pass through. And Woolfolk just couldn't quite reach it. Comes out of the near wing and brought away by Alberts. The Thunder with the ball, drops it back. In the middle for Brunt to the pass toward the middle. Played to the outside, stepping up Sedgwick. Intercepts ahead for Woolfolk. Coming back for the ball. As he checks back, it's tangled up. Still has the ball, and the foul is called on Woolfolk as he knocked down Mateo.
Seemed like a pretty clean tackle on that last play. Chris did a great job of pulling Brandon outside the box on that ball in from Sean Chakiris and really opened some things up for Corey when Chris served the ball across. Hopefully they can do a little bit more of that tonight.
On the restart across midfield, headed away and out of bounds. Throw in for the Thunder on the far side of the field, and over for the throw in is Jacquet. Again, played for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds last year. Brent Jacquet, 23-year-old from Wallingford, Pennsylvania. Out of bounds, throw in once again off the far side, this time to be taken by Kevin Friedland. Played for Kansas City Wizards of the MLS, and the throw in down inside the box, knocked out by Ben Younger. As he's watched by Mendez, pass to the outside, blocked away by Mendez, and out, and he comes up limping a little bit.
I think they might have caught him around a little sore spot in his ankle from an injury he incurred last weekend.
Back heel by Ben Younger, settles the ball to feet, spinning to the outside, along the end line, won't get to it. That's over the end line, and a goal kick for the Rhinos. Other sponsors of these broadcasts include Total Wireless Now, communication without limitations. Hollywood Tans, the official tanning provider of the Rhinestones. Silvatore's Pizza, the families from Rochester, and proud of it. And by Caledonia Country Club, open to the public Mondays and Tuesdays.
So far, the game seems pretty open. Both teams have been able to get some balls in some dangerous positions. Hopefully the pace will stay at this level, and Rhinos can continue to put the high pressure on Minnesota.
Zagar flights it through midfield. Steenkamp lets it go. Carrieri in underneath it, couldn't reach it. Steenkamp able to hit it forward, but that taken back by Brunt of the Thunder. Long up the right side forward. Castellanos getting to it. Demon, hey, knocks it away, but can't control, and it's out of bounds. Throw it on the near side for the Thunder from the Rochester 20. Alberts throws it back toward midfield. Taken by Chris Brunt. A 24-year-old from Omaha. The pass in the middle. Oh, as Wilson almost put the Rhinos away on a 3-on-2 break, but he stumbled, lost control of the ball. Taken back by the Thunder. Pass toward the middle, sneaks through, and Miller back to knock it away. Puts it off the leg of Friedlander. Who was that? And the ball now played toward the middle and taken by the Rhinos. Spinning around, but stolen back. It's Mateo up the left side, down to the 18, trying to sneak through. Watched by Mendez. Ball bouncing away, and Wright gets the left one on. Hammers it out the midfield. Up there is Jaquette. Volleys it in the air. Then Steenkamp heads it away. Volleyed off the head ball back toward the 18. Knocked to the outside for Shakirus, and the Rhinos have it. Through midfield for Carrieri. Spins upfield. As he turns in the middle. Pass to the outside. On the left flank. Wolfolk turns to his right. Shoots. Oh, he just missed the right corner. Wolfolk took a step to his right thrust, and in lower right corner missed a foot wide.
It's a great opportunity there for Rochester. Chris Carrieri separated himself from the back three of Minnesota. He stepped forward in the midfield, received a nice pass. Turned around. There seemed to be a lot of space for Corey Open on the left flank. It seemed he hesitated his run just a little bit. This time the pass. Caught behind, was able to cut it back, and had a nice shot to just sail wide of the right post.
It looked like it was there. Wolfolk wanting to find the net, as he's gone 10 games now without a point after he had been leading the league. Has really hit upon a dry spell. Out to midfield, picked up again, chipped forward down to the Rhino 18, but blocked away to the outside. Younger has it again, watched by Wright, and Mendez, and Wright knocks it away. Rhinos have it. David Wright watched from behind, now sends it through midfield. Wilson tried to get under the ball. That's shanked to the outside into the stands by Brannon, so the Rhinos will have a throw-in down around the 35. Miller with a quick throw-in for Shakirus. One pass to the outside once again. Miller taken down, and a foul is called. So a free kick for the Rhinos, right wing side, about 35 yards out.
Seems so far in the first 15 to 17 minutes here that a little bit of pressure that the Rhinos were able to put on the back three of Minnesota has really caused them to have some costly turnovers. Hopefully the Rhinos can capitalize on one of these giveaways and get a nice early 1-0 lead here.
Well, the Rhinos' alignment tonight has provided for a lot of offense. You got Carrieri, Miller, Wolfolk all in the lineup, and then it seems like Kirk Wilson has been in the forward mix also.
It definitely puts a lot of speed up top, and with Kirk, he's very... I guess you want to say annoying to most defenders how he can win and pick off balls.
That would be aggressive, right? To the back door, Demon tips it in, but knocked away off on the near side into the stands. So the Rhinos on that one set it up for the back door side for Demon. Got a boot on it, but couldn't get anything much on it. Throw in on the near side for the Rhinos. From 10 yards out, the throw in to be taken by Doug Miller. Backs way up, looking for the long run. Here comes the throw-in, goes line drive throw-in along the 6, head ball to the corner by Wolfolk, and he just misses the upper right corner. Once again, about a foot, maybe 2 feet wide.
Yeah, it was nice in there. Good throw-in by Doug, nice and low, able to find Corey's head. Corey just couldn't keep it on target to sail to pass the right post again.
19th minute at Frontier Field, scoreless between the Rhinos and the Minnesota Thunder. And Minnesota schooling the rest of the league as far as defense is concerned this year, having allowed only 7 goals so far this season. Rhinos were right there with them until the last few games. That one headed forward into the middleman. Younger trying to tip it forward, but blocked away by Demon. However, hit him on the hand, so a handball, then a free kick for the Thunder. 35 yards out in Rhino territory, just to the left of center.
Bit of a dangerous spot here. Good opportunity for Minnesota. I think it's going to cause some difficulties, though, seeing that it's sitting just outside the infield of the baseball diamond. Could cause some footing problems for Mateo.
With the right foot, chips it down inside the 6, right into the hands of Zagar. Boy, a perfect pass right to the Rhino keeper.
Yeah, it was not the best ball. I don't think that was what Mateo was really playing. The runs were way behind, and not a great ball in from Jeff at all.
So Zagar moves the players away, fakes for the throw, and now he'll send a high volley kick downfield. That one is headed away by Brannon, up in the air, coming down toward the center circle, flicked into the circle, checking back Castellanos for the Thunder, but knocked away by Wilson. The Rhinos have it. For Wolfolk to the outside, behind Carrieri, turns back for the ball, far into the 18, cross along the 6, Miller's there, but out to grab it in the ear as he leaps up. As the keeper, Joe Warren. As the ball, she gets in the way of another pass. That's what Pat Onstead was so good at. He just about took away the crossing game from the opposition.
Yeah, Warren was able to come out there, pick up a high floating cross, and Doug's really not going to be able to give him a good challenge. Obviously, Doug doesn't have too much height.
Friedland, the far wing on the left wing side, the far end of the box, across along the 6. Head ball in, he scores! Castellanos with a head ball from 10 yards out, picks the upper right corner. Nothing Zagar could do as the Thunder come out and take a 1-0 lead.
Not really what the Rhinos were looking for. It seemed that they got countered there after Warren picked off that cross from Carrieri. Doug got caught up. Chris had to drop back. Minnesota was able to get the ball deep into Rochester territory and get a low, soft serve into the box. And really no one was there to pick up Castellanos. He was unmarked and was able to just get a nice little touch in past Zagar.
David Castellanos with the assist to number 6, Kevin Freeland.
So Castellanos picking up his 4th goal of the season. Friedland assisting. On a nice head ball by Castellanos, just picking the upper right corner. So the Thunder scoring first here tonight as the Rhinos continue to have problems. It's brought across midfield into Rhino territory. Turn to the outside. Alberts ahead for Castellano. One touch in behind. And moving in. Alberts is taken down in a tackle. And the foul is called. And a yellow card on Chikaris.
Definitely shows a little frustration on Rhino's part to be retaliating like that. He was able to get in with a nice little cheeky chip around, turn around. Billy Sedgwick and Sean was able to catch up and had to pull him down from behind. He needs to have a little bit more patience than that right now to get back into this game.
The restart will be 20 yards out of the near corner of the box. And it looks like Mateo will be the one to serve it up as the Thunder have taken the lead, scoring in the 21st minute.
And that goal, Castellanos seemed to be able to freeze the goal right in the middle between the two pipes and able to just nip the ball into the far right corner.
All right, Mateo serves it up. Back post and out to grab it. In the air, here's the keeper, Theo Zagar. Waits for the players to move away. So the Rhinos will have to play catch-up now as they trail 1-0. And in games which the Thunder have scored the first goal of the game so far this season. Let's see, I had it somewhere here. I can't find it now. All right, down midfield. Well, they do have the lead at half, and in games in which they've had the lead at the half, 5-1-0 record. 23rd minute from Frontier Field, and a 1-0 Thunder lead over the Rhinos.
Rhinos can just step it up here a little bit. We haven't had much success this season in coming from behind after trailing in a half, 0-2-1, and 0-1 at home, obviously with the loss to Montreal.
Volley through midfield, turning back, goes right in the far corner. Castellano and right, battle along the end line. Castellano cross roller along the 6, scooped up by Zagar. So Castellanos, who had 2 goals last game, comes up with 1 tonight, so he has 3 goals in the last 2 games. He's on a hot string. And a give-and-go pass. Miller sends it up the left wing side, but Carrieri couldn't turn in under the ball, and it rolls all the way down inside the 18, where it's scooped up by the keeper. Warren throws it out of the left wing side. Brannon moving up. Takes it and then sends a low-line drive kick through midfield. Knocked down by Wright to Mendez. The Rhinos have it. Pass ahead for Kurt Wilson. Turns it in the middle for Steenkamp. Looks back. Steenkamp still with it. Ball taken away and turn knocked away by Steenkamp. But recovered by Menyunger. Down along the 18, past the middle. Knocked away by Mendez. Popped up in the air out toward midfield. Underneath the Wolfo, but one big hop bounces away from him and picked up again by the Thunder. Headed away to the midfield line by Wilson. 10 off for Minnesota. Draws it out on the near wing. Moving up. Pass through in front. Off the left wing side for Friedland. Down to the 25. Trying to sneak it through, but pass knocked away by Demon. The Rhinos have it. Wolfo giving it off to Wilson, but gets tied up. Bouncing loose in the middle. And his ball sneaks through out on the near side. Alberts crossing in front, but Demon will knock it away on the near wing. Checking back at midfield is Miller. That's knocked away, and Sedgwick up with the ball. From his 25, pass to the outside, but that's blocked. Demon then volleys it in the air out to toward midfield. Headed through the center circle. Volleyed again into Rhino territory. Sedgwick stepping up. Pops it up in the air, but pushed to the outside of the near wing for Alberts. Down to the 20. Sneaks through in the middle. 20 yards out. Look for roller in. Diving save by Zagar. Dives to his left and comes up with the ball off the ground.
Nice save by Theo. Alberts was able to cut it in with his left foot right across the top of the 18, and he kind of wrong foot Billy Sedgwick, who got turned the wrong way.
Rhino seemingly, Ryan having a little, I don't know if communication problem right now, but they seem to be a little lost in assignments sometimes.
They do seem to be a little frustrated and frazzled right now. Minnesota's got a few extra midfielders in the middle and causing a few problems, I think, for the back four for Rochester.
Cross midfield, skips out of bounds on the near side. 1-0 lead for the Thunder. Pass on the left wing, right to the end line. It's Carrieri left foot, but it misses the short side by a good 5 or 6 yards. Tries to sneak it inside, didn't get a foot around enough to get on the ball.
No, I wasn't able to bring that left foot around. I think the ball just ran away from a little bit. The grass is a little bit slick from the rain earlier today, and with the new short, harder surface, I think it caused a little bit of problems there for Chris.
Sponsors of these broadcasts include Chase Pitkin with a lifetime tool warranty for all tools purchased at Chase Pitkin. Kimberly Clark, a proud sponsor of the Rhinos. Westmont Apartments. Studio 1 and 2 bedroom apartments and gates. Also by Auto Depot USA. Online at AutoDepotDirect.com. Out of midfield. Thunder with the ball, but taken away by Wilson. Center circle for Shakira, checking back, and he'll play it up the near wing. Carrieri checking back for the ball as he's run over from behind. And that by Brunt, and so the foul is called and a restart for the Rhinos. 40 yards out, a little bit to the left of center. Shakiris to take the restart. Off of the right side, moving up Mendez. One touch to the outside. Woolfolk. Return pass along the 15 in front, but that's volleyed in the air and coming down in the far corner off of Brandon out. And it was over the touch line on the far side, so it'll be a throw in about 2 yards out deep in the far corner for the Rhinos.
Very good ball by Woolfolk. Low, driven ball, able to find Doug. Brunt was able to step in, just pick it off at the last minute.
Miller head ball in, but knocked away. Out to the 21, settled by Steenkamp. Turns, rolls it in front. Shakira's moving in as he tried to sidestep a check from Tenoff. And the ball then is played out to midfield. With it, turn to the outside, Mendez. Castellanos on him, and Mendez able to play it along the far touchline to keep it in play. But that taken and moving up near midfield. The Thunder pass in front, but stepping up, Sedgwick heads it forward. However, right to Brunt. He'll volley it into Rhino territory. Demon knocks it aside, and Sedgwick tips it to the center circle for Shakiris. Drives it across the midfield line. Brunt knocks it away. Added the center circle, popped up in the air, moving in Sedgwick, and a collision with Alberts. And the ball pushed forward by Sedgwick, gets back to it on the near wing. At midfield, puts it away off of Brunt and out of bounds. Nice hustle by Billy Sedgwick.
Yeah, great hustle by Billy. He wanted to step in, won a few loose balls in there, was able to keep the ball in possession for the Rhinos.
And to the center circle, Wilson turns it to the outside on the right wing for Mendez. High chip down inside the 18, backdoor side, Warren out, knocks it down, comes up with the ball at the 18. Stepped out of the box, but he did keep his hand and the ball inside the 18.
That he did, very well done. A little bit of acrobatic move right there, looked a little bit like an NFL wide receiver.
Makes the half volley kick, sends it through midfield, but shanks it on the outside of his foot up into the stands. Throwing for the Rhinos from their own side of midfield on the far side of the field. To be taken by Mendez. Throws it through midfield. Miller coming back to the ball. It's bump but no call. Pass forward. Rhinos knock it away. Taken by Mendez. Now he knocks Castellanos down. Well, it is Castellanos who gets the pushing call.
Yeah, Craig Demon seems to be having his way right now with Johnny Munyanger. Obviously, he has much more size and much more experience, able to step in and win all those balls.
Shakira's back, drops it off. Sedgwick along the near side. As he's watched by Albert, spins to the outside to get away with the left foot. Puts it away off the foot of Alberts and out of bounds, and a throw into the midfield line for the Rhinos. Wilson, quick throw in. Carrieri checking back for the ball. Drops it off at the midfield line for Steenkamp. Through the center circle. Rolls it to the outside, but not enough on it. Stepping up to intercept is Friedland and pass up the wing for Younger. Here come the Thunder ahead. Castellanos 20 yards out. Turns it to the outside. On the left wing once again for Younger. The far end of the box. Cross along the 18 in front. Friedland hands it back to the outside, but no help there. And it's Wright, the defender for the Rhinos, to nod it down to the ground and one hop to Zagar.
Younger seems to be doing a great job getting side to side, getting himself away from Craig Demon at the moment and getting into the corners and getting balls into Castellanos.
High ball, flighted through midfield by Zagar all the way down to the 35, pops up in the air, moving in Woolfolk. That one bouncing aside and then volleyed across midfield by Friedland. Wright knocks it down, but Younger coming up with the ball, however, a handball. And so the restart for the Rhinos. To their own side of midfield, 2-game weekend this weekend for the Rhinos, heading to Syracuse on Sunday. 6 o'clock start there, 5:30 broadcast time on their network on Sunday night from Syracuse. Back into the center circle. Demon turns it to the outside, up the right wing and across midfield. Chipped downfield by Wright. In underneath it goes Kirk Wilson. Near the end line, cross along the 6, but getting back is Brannon to knock it away to the outside. Rhinos have it again. Back on top, down to the 35. Wright crossing along the 35, off of the near side as he switches to the left wing side. Pass up the wing. Steenkamp checking back. Back heel for Sedgwick. Overlapping in the outside. Albert sliding in, knocks it away and out of bounds.
A nice little back heel right there by Lennon Steenkamp as Billy Sedgwick made an overlapping run. Unfortunately, Alberts was able to slide in and pick that off at the last moment.
Throw in 15 yards out on the near side to be taken by Doug Miller. There's the throw in short. As Steenkamp flick on in front. Carrieri couldn't get the left foot on it. Mendez with a crack of the ball, but puts it 10 feet wide right of the mat. And sort of shanked it off the outside of his foot. Took a nice dip, but missed wide.
That was a well-executed set piece by the Rhinos, something that they work on in practice. Doug Miller was able to get a nice low throw into Lenny, who flicked it on to Corey. Corey touched it back to Carlos Mendez just atop the D, but unfortunately it caromed off the outside of his right foot and went wide of the net.
31st minute from Frontier Field and a 1-0 lead for the Thunder. Minnesota scoring in the 21st minute. And a goal by David Castellanos, the 24-year-old from Philadelphia. And the assist going to Friedland. Kevin Friedland. Into Rhino territory. Centric with a left foot. Tips it across midfield and on the near touch line. Coming down to the 20. Then it's Brandon to knock it the other way. Demon stepping in, but the ball pops up in the air. Younger touching it. Out to the outside of the right wing for Mateo. Long cross through the center circle on the far wing. Stepping up on the play. Odd forward into Rhino territory. Friedland back to the center circle for Juarez. Sends it through the center circle to the near side, and that's pushed across midfield by Brunt. Off the right wing, down to the 20. Steenkamp gets his right knee on it. Deflects it wide, comes out of the far wing. Pops up in the air, knocked down at the Rhino 18. Far into the box, out to pick up the bouncing ball to Zagar. Well, the Rhino keeper has the ball. Dribbles toward the middle of the 18-yard box, takes a look downfield. High volley kick downfield, all the way to the 35. Miller in a collision with Brandon. The ball knocked down and brought away by the Thunder. In turn, knocked away by Wilson. Rhinos have it. Woolfolk touching it to the outside. Mendez into the center circle for Shakiris. Takes a look and rolls it up the left wing side. Carrieri touching to the outside. Sedgwick in a race for the ball. Knocks it to the end line, then he's grabbed onto, but gets away with it at the end line, across in front, and out to grab it on the fly out the 6 is Warren. So again, nice cross. However, Joe Warren in the way.
Yeah, Warren seems to be picking it out, those crosses right on top of the 6. I think the Rhinos need to maybe get the ball outside just about the top of the penalty spot. Maybe give him a little more room right in front of Warren, so he has to make a decision of whether or not to come or stay in his net.
Or maybe go over top of him.
I think it'd be a little tough with our forward. I think the ball needs to be a little bit lower for him.
That's shipped along the Rhino 18 in the middle. Younger touching the ball, but blocked. Up with it, Sedgwick. Long boot sends it through midfield. Back goes Brannon, hits it to the outside of the near wing. Brunt chasing it down. On the near touchline, getting to the ball to keep it in play. Dropping it back in the middle, along his 25 in the middle for Brannon. And a feed forward up to near midfield for Juarez. Drops it back on the near side once again. Moving up to the ball is Brunt. And with the right foot, sends a line drive kick downfield. Demons there to head it aside, but right to Younger. 25 yards out with the left foot. Now the right foot takes the shot and put it wide right. Trying to catch Zagar off the line, but he missed the net.
Yeah, the Rhinos seemed a little slow. They're getting to the second ball. David Wright won the ball top of the box, headed it out, but of course there was no one there from Rochester to pick it up. Johnny Younger was able to step in right on top of the infield, had a nice strike with his left foot, but carried it over wide and high of the net.
So Zagar with a restart. We're now in the 34th minute here at Frontier Field. And a 1-0 lead for the Thunder, Minnesota. And Rochester's only meeting of the year. And they played last year, Minnesota, or rather Rochester coming away with a 1-0 win in Minnesota. Turn to the outside, up the left wing, Friedland through midfield. It'll pass along the far wing for Castellanos. Rolls out of bounds. No, still kept in play. And now the whistle blows and a foul is called as Castellanos grabs on. And a restart for the Rhinos. Or was the ball out? No, evidently it was out. See, I was right the first time around. Mendez with a throw in high looper through midfield. Steenkamp there, but can't get up for the ball, and that's knocked away. Take it back on the far wing and played away and out of bounds.
Should be a familiar matchup for Carlos Mendez out there picking up David Castellanos. I know they met a few times in club ball, same age, and played at the national level together when we were much younger in high school.
Flick toward the middle, up with it. Demon nods it up in the air, coming down toward midfield. Mateo heads it forward again, and then sent to the outside by Wright, but out of bounds. Throw in for the Thunder from 35 yards out. Long throw in down inside the 18. One bounce to Zagar. Rolls it ahead. Rhinos have the ball. Shakira's pass upfield to Miller. Steps on the ball. Now turns it to the outside. Cedric drops it back in the middle. Shakira is being watched closely by Albert. Spins back and drops it to the keeper. Zagar up with it. Pulls it ahead out toward the 18-yard box. 35th minute at Frontier Field. And a 1-0 lead for Minnesota. Getting a little darker. I'm not sure that we might not be going to see some rain sometime.
It definitely looks like the storm clouds are coming in.
That's headed up the near wing ahead for Younger. Trying to sneak it through, still has the ball along the 35, looks toward the middle, turns back to the outside, and overlapping is Tenoff. To the outside, deep to the corner for Alberts. Drops it back to the outside along the 18 for Tenoff. Stepping in the way is Miller, who turns and comes away as Tenoff grabs on to Miller, yanks him from behind. Foul is called, but man, oh man, you might see a little plastic on that one.
Yeah, it definitely should have been a card there. You definitely tried to pull down Doug. Doug was in the clear. Grabbed him around the top of his neck. Very unfortunate that Rochester was able to pull out a card there for Minnesota.
On the restart, Sedgwick switches to the right wing side to Mendez. Takes a look along toward the center circle and drops it off in the middle for Dave Wright. He'll chip one through midfield. Miller up the left wing side, but knocked away by Brunt. Heads it to the outside of the near wing. And Alberts gets to it in time to keep it in. Juarez one touch to the outside again. Alberts up the right wing. Pass in the middle. Stepping in to intercept is Wilson. Nice timing. Feeding the ball through, but Carrieri couldn't reach it. And it's hammered out of bounds on the near wing.
That was Kirk Wilson being, again, a pass to the back four for Minnesota. Is able to step in and win the pass. Unfortunately, his pass was just too far ahead of Chris Carrieri.
Sedgwick. Return pass, Wilson up the left flank. At the midfield line, chips it ahead down to the 18, Carrieri, the near end of the box. Watched by Brannon, draws it back, Sedgwick moving in, rolls it ahead, Wilson in the middle, turns it out, 35 yards out, Shakiris in the middle, left foot, cracks the ball, one skipping hop, and it's into the midsection of the keeper, Joe Warren, who holds on to the ball.
Nice possession there by the Rhinos, knocking the ball around on top of the box, changing the point of attack, trying to mix it up a little bit for Warren. Sean was unfortunate, he had to put the ball right into Warren's hands.
Floated through midfield. Big bounce coming down to the Rhino 20, and Sedgwick back to settle it off the chest. Then he shanks it off the outside of his left foot into the stand. So a throw in on the near side for the Thunder. On the near side of the field, down around the, well, they're going to take the throw in from midfield. It's ahead for Alberts, but Wilson knocks it away. And Shakiris chips it to the outside for Sedgwick, knocked away and out of bounds by Alberts. Throw in on the near side. Well, the referee reversed the call of the linesman, so it'll be a throw-in for the Thunder on the near side of the field.
It looks like Chris Brunt's going to take it. Most people might remember Chris Brunt from a couple of years back when Kansas City came here for an exhibition match. He started a few skirmishes in a 1-0 win here for Rochester.
Popped up in the air on the 35. Steenkamp underneath it. Nods it forward, and hits it again. Now the ball is knocked away. Devon plays it out to near midfield. Carrieri checking in as he and Juarez battle for the ball. It comes loose, and Kirk Wilson, as he's trampled and taken down by Juarez, and the foul is called.
Right now it appears that the Thunder are doing a great job of getting their two defensive midfielders in tight around Kirk Wilson, causing some problems for him to really get himself set in the game here.
On the restart, right into the center circle. Shakiris dummies the ball through to Kirk Wilson, moves upfield. Long chip ahead, but way too long, and one bounce to the keeper. Taken by the keeper, Warren, it is 6. Carrieri with the pressure, so Warren picks the ball up and rolls it off the near side. 38th minute at Frontier Field, and a 1-0 lead for the Thunder. Down inside the 18, one bounce, and Zagar out to grab it from his 10-yard line. Rolls it to the outside of the far wing to Mendez. Moving up the right wing side, approaching midfield. Takes a look downfield. Mendez still with the ball. Turns back toward the middle. Pass toward the center circle. Shakiris dropping it back along the 35 to right. Sends a low kick through midfield for Miller. Lays it out. Shakiris in the center circle moving through. Off the left wing side. Onto the ball at the 20. Carrieri turns the near into the box. Left foot roller. On the post. Carrieri roller for the back post. Hits the inside of the post. Inside the net. The Rhinos even it at 1.
Great play in there by Rochester. They were able to keep possession. Doug was able to get the ball back into Sean Shakiris, who played a great ball out with the outside of his left foot over to Chris Carrieri, who was able to pick out the bottom right corner with the outside of his left boot, keeping the ball on the ground hard away from a tall keeper like Warren is very important to do. He was able to sneak it in that far post corner and tie up this game here.
So as Carrieri comes up with a goal, he had gone 7 games without a point. Gets on the board here tonight. And the Thunder have not given up a goal in some time.
15, Chris Carrieri. With the assist number 8, Sean Shakiris. That's Carrieri from Shakiris. Now 39th minute.
Ball downfield by the Thunder. Offside whistle. Restart for the Rhinos. Again, Carrieri. Now with the team leading 19 points on the season. to the outside of the right wing as the ball rolls out of bounds, and a throw-in for the Thunder from their own 18 on the far side of the field. 40th minute, we're now even at 1.
Very important for Rochester to get that goal there and change momentum and get the crowd back into it here before halftime. It was good to see Chris get off his little drought here and get back into things.
Well, the Thunder had gone 4 straight games without giving up a goal, but the Rhinos come through with one here tonight. Now it's Rhinos need something different as they've gone, 9 league games without scoring more than 1 goal in the game.
Yeah, definitely have to get more than 1 tonight now to win it. Should be good, though. Early before in this half, late in the half, they gave up an early goal, but now late in the half, they're able to tie up the game off the high pressure again off Kirk Wilson off the interception, playing it back to Doug. Good stuff.
Throw in through midfield. Castellanos checking back for the ball, drops it off. Wilson tips it to Woolfolk, back to Wilson to Woolfolk once again. As they play catch, Woolfolk moves it along the midfield line. In the middle for Shakiris, and he'll roll it all the way back to his keeper. Zagar outside the 18, pushing it forward. Now will flight it through midfield and a flick on by Steenkamp in the middle. Brandon is there to volley it down into Rhino territory. Castellanos in behind and an offside flag. That's 4 offsides this half against the Thunder. Restart for the Rhinos from their own 35 in the middle of the field. Demon will take the restart. He'll switch it to the outside on the right wing for Mendez. Stepping up and across midfield. Miller turns it toward the middle, but the ball intercepted on the other side by Friedland. They get tangled up in midfield. Ball knocked out of bounds. And a throw into midfield for the Rhinos. Long up the right side. Woolfolk trying to get to it, but it's taken away by Brandon. And the Thunder with the ball. Into the middle of the 25. Juarez off to Tinoff, chipping it to the outside of the near wing for Alberts. Off the right wing side, sends it through midfield for Younger. Settles the ball, spinning around to get away from Demon. Still has it. Chips it up the right side, and Albert's getting to it. Can't keep it in play as it's just out over the touchline. Throw in on the near side for the Rhinos to be taken by Billy Sedgwick. Takes a look downfield. Sedgwick with the ball, moving forward. High floater through midfield. Woolfolk flick on. However, no help there for the Rhinos, rolling all the way down to the 30 and in the middle where it's picked up by Jacquet of the Thunder. And on the left wing side, out toward midfield, 42nd minute. That's chipped up the left wing all the way down to the 18. Headed aside by Wright, and the Rhinos have the ball. Mendez from his own 35 rolls it toward the middle for Shakiris. Spinning around, he'll switch it to the outside of the near wing, and under the ball goes Sedgwick. Drawing it forward out to the 40 and the 45. Pass but blocked away by Alberts. Here come the Thunder. As they're moving back, Steenkamp. Pass along the 18 in the middle for Castellanos. Tangled up with Steenkamp. They go down. And the ball rolls out over the end line. And a corner kick. Corner kick for the Thunder. And Steenkamp and Castellanos get all tangled up.
It's a bit of a bad giveaway there by Sedgwick. Passed it right into Alberts. Alberts played it into Castellanos, and I think Lennon might have been a little bit lucky there not to have a penalty call on him. Seemed like his legs got tangled up just behind Castellanos and brought him down.
Corner kick, right wing side to be taken by Mateo. Right-footed kicker and out-swinging kick. And here comes the service low into the box. Head ball in. That one knocked wide. Kicked off the line by Shakiris. That was going to the left side of the net. Zagar going that way. All of a sudden headed back for the right side. Zagar stumbled as he tried to get to the ball, but there was Shakiris to kick it off the line and out over the touch line into the stands on the far side. Fortunate break for the Rhinos. In the center circle, Brandon long downfield, and it floats through everything and out over the end line.
And that corner is a very fortunate break. I'm not sure if it even came off one of the Minnesota players on that second touch. It may have come off one of the Rhinos defenders and just redirected to the left side of the field. Zagar, Sean Sekiris held his post and was able to clear it off the line.
Sponsors of these broadcasts include Blueberry Hill, upscale apartment living, a favorite community. Marina Dodge at 943 Ridge Road in Webster. The Soccer Report, Tuesday evenings at 6:30 in WYSL 1040 AM. Through midfield, headed up in the air. Demon heads it the other way. Back Steenkamp, it bounced away as he missed on it. At midfield, Steenkamp knocks it away, and the Rhinos have the ball in the middle for Shakiris. Gets tied up, and then it is Steenkamp who sends it through the center circle. Off on the right side to Mendez, 44th minute, and we're even at 1 here at Frontier Field. Mendez stumbles but gets up the ball and pushing it forward across midfield for Wilson. Turns it to the outside for Mendez, and that off of the Minnesota player. Now throw in for the Rhinos. The throw in on the 35. Tug on the ball, or tug on the player by Minnesota, so a foul is called, and the Rhinos have a restart.
Woolfolk was able to establish position there, set up a nice shield. The Minnesota defender came around and tried to grab his shirt and pull him off the ball. Corey did a good job of holding position and able to earn a foul for the Rhinos.
Free kick from 40 yards out on the right wing side. Shakiris and Mendez both there as the clock approaching the 45 minutes. All right, Shakiris. Now he's going to leave it. Mendez is going to take the kick. Chips it down to the 18, headed away out of the box, out high, moving in underneath it right, heads it forward up the right flank, but then it's bodied away and out through midfield by Friedland. 1 minute of stoppage time as the ball then is sent through and into Rhino territory. Backcourt goes Shakiris, drawing it forward 35 yards out, and now sends it long downfield. Wolfolk trying to get under it. Ball headed along the 18, but Brandon is there. Pops it way up in the air on the far side. In underneath the Mendez, draws the ball down to his feet and pushing it back in the midfield line for Shakiris. Crossing to the outside of the near wing for Cedric. Skips by his foot and rolls out of bounds. Rhinos can't get to it. Throw in for the Thunder on the near side of the field to be taken by Brunt. As the clock stopped at 45, and so we're in the minute of stoppage time. Knocked down as Mateo chips it down inside the 18. Whistle blows, and that's it for the end of the first half of play. Now, quite a bit of action in the first half, and each team able to come up with one goal. Even contest so far in a good game here at Frontier Field. Through one half of play, it is the Raging Rhinos 1 and the Minnesota Thunder 1. And this is the Raging Rhinos Radio Network. Frontier Field tonight as the Rhinos and the Minnesota Thunder do battle in their only meeting of the year between these two teams. It is time now for the Marina Dodge first half statistics. Stats brought to you each halftime of each game all season by Marina Dodge. Scoring started out in the 21st minute. The 21st minute as the Thunder on the board first, and the goal was scored by David Castellanos. His fourth goal of the season, and the assist going to Friedland. Castellanos from Friedland in the 21st minute off a head ball, and the Thunder taking a 1-0 lead. The Rhinos battled back out on the board themselves in the 39th minute. A seeing eye roller by Chris Carrieri, scoring his sixth goal of the season. Carrieri with Shakiris assisting, for Shakiris his second assist of the season. So Carrieri scoring his sixth, Shakiris assisting, and the Rhinos come back to even the match up at 1 apiece. So that was the only scoring in the first half of play. Unofficial statistics. Again, unofficially, I have the Rhinos actually with 7 shots and the Thunder with 6. So that again, unofficially, a 7-6 lead in shots for the Rhinos. One corner kick taken by the Thunder almost made it pay off, but the Rhinos escaped that one. So one corner kick for the Thunder and none for the Rhinos. Offsides, 4 against the Thunder and none against the Rhinos. So there was a telling tale right there. Theo Zagar in goal, giving up 1 goal thus far. The other in Joe Warren allowing 1 goal. And his league-leading 0.38 goals against average will go up a hair tonight. Actually, Theo Zagar 0.78 will also go up a little bit tonight, as they have each allowed 1 goal so far this season. So first half of play, I don't know, 7-6 shots in favor of the Rhinos. Would you have seen it about that much in the edge of play, or do you think Minnesota had the edge in play?
I think that really it was pretty even. Both goals came, within the run of play. I'm not sure that any one team really dominated the game. Definitely Rochester had the better of the opportunities. Minnesota's may have been a little bit more dangerous, and Rochester a little bit more fortunate to escape theirs. But it seemed to be that Rochester had the more clear-cut scoring opportunities, with a few more open looks on target. Unfortunately, they weren't able to put a few of those away on Warren. It seemed like when they moved the ball and changed the point of attack, they were able to create some great, dangerous opportunities for themselves. We just weren't able to finish.
Have to be impressed somewhat with the forwards for Minnesota. Speaking of Castellanos and Mignonger, is they play very well together.
Yeah, they do play very well together. And I don't believe they've been together for too long. I only think it's maybe 3 or 4 games. But Mignonger seems to be able to move himself very well in behind David Castellanos, leaving him up as a tall target man. And Mignonger moves side to side and is able to win the balls and get them served into Castellanos.
Mignonger, what a crafty player he is.
Very cheeky. He had a great little turnover on Sedgwick, a little flick from the outside of his right foot and turned to his left and caught Billy kind of flat-footed, was able to get in behind. But he seems to be very good with the ball, especially even on a poor service like the infield here, that he's done very well with the ball.
Goalkeepers at each end had been tested a fair amount in that first half of play. And Theo Zagar, it looked like, I don't know if you agree, but it looked like maybe Zagar lost his footing. It slipped on that first goal. I don't know if he would have gotten to it anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he would have gotten to it. It was tucked away pretty high in the top 90, but it did look like he either lost his footing or kind of got wrong-footed and started to head to the right, thinking that Castellanos was going to play a hard header, but really he just got just enough touch on it to change the direction of the ball.
At the other end, keeper Joe Warren, actually, he just barely missed that one. He just about got his fingertips on it.
He did almost save Carrieri's goal. It was a great shot. He really kept it just low enough and away from Warren, who seemed to be a little bit caught off guard on a shot to the back post. It seemed like he had cheated to the near post. Maybe Chris saw that, was able to capitalize on Warren cheating. But so far, it seems Warren's been able to hold his ground right now.
That was the only way that one was going to go in. It was to hit the post and bounce back in, because if it was any closer going into the net, then Warren would have got a finger on it.
Warren definitely would have gotten enough on it to keep it out of the goal.
So we've completed one half here at Frontier Field, and that's the Marina Dodge first half statistics. And after the half, it is the Rhinos 1, the Thunder 1. We'll return to Frontier Field momentarily. This is the Raging Rhinos Radio Network. Here tonight at Frontier Field as the Rhinos and Minnesota Thunder go at it, as the Rhinos finally returning to home field, and certainly feeling very good, I think, for the Rhinos. I'm Don Stevens alongside tonight. Rhino defender Ryan D'Annunzio sitting in for Joe Giuliano, who is basking in the sun of, where is he? He's out somewhere in the Boston area or something. But anyway, Joe is on vacation, and Ryan stepping in tonight. And let me pass this along first. Out at Long Island, the outdoor lacrosse team, the Rattlers, have a 3-2 lead over Long Island in the first quarter of play. So that's an outdoor lacrosse. The Rattlers leading Long Island 3-2. Ryan stepping in to help us out here tonight. Actually, Ryan, you have some broadcasting background, do you not?
Yes, I have a little bit. I actually went to school for sports management and did a few broadcasts in college, just for some local, really, just college TV, I guess you would call it. Yeah, it was just closed circuit just for the dorms. So I had a little experience, but it was hockey. It's a little bit different for me.
Yeah? Yeah, that's what school?
University of New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Hockey, had you played hockey at all?
No, I never played hockey. My cousin is an avid hockey player. Actually just signed down in Shreveport, Louisiana to play for the Mud Bugs or Bug Mugs. I'm not really sure, in one of the lower divisions. But hockey is definitely my favorite sport to watch on TV and probably live as well.
Is that right? But broadcasting, is that something you've got an eye on or what?
Possibly. I'm thinking more coaching on instead of broadcasting, but I've always felt comfortable, just chatting and making relaxed even on the camera or on air. It's something that I feel like I might enjoy. I'm an avid fan of Sports Center, and I kind of look up to those guys. It's a great thing to be around sports all the time, especially if you love sports, and really, if you can be involved in any way, it's a great thing.
So you did hockey. Have you done any other sports?
No, just hockey. It was actually women's hockey, so it was a little bit slower than both this game and the men's game, so it was a little different.
Yeah. All right, as far as the Rhinos are concerned, been going through a bit of a dry spell here, and both as far as not scoring enough goals and giving up way too many. I know you haven't seen all the games, but what are your thoughts so far?
Well, the team started off very hot at the start of the season, and some people may have said we might have peaked too early, or, they kind of plateaued before we took the long road trip. But again, you have to remember it was a 5-game road trip, a great deal of travel in between each of the games, and really to get out of there with 3 points in the league, and especially a U.S. Open Cup win against an MLS team, a really great result considering you're still competing for first place within the league and within your own conference. Hopefully, tonight, a little bit of spark from Chris Carrieri. He can kind of wave off the cobblers. Maybe they've been holding back from scoring, or he's got the monkey off his back. But hopefully the team will start to pick it up a little bit now that we're at home, and a few more competitive games. I think against a team like Syracuse on Sunday will definitely spark maybe some adrenaline. Maybe they dropped off in the travel. Maybe a little bus lag, I guess.
Yeah. But, is it the loss that's the worst part, or is it how bad the losses were? Like twice giving up 4 goals and once giving up 3. And we're just not used to seeing that with the Rhinos.
Well, really, the loss is a loss any way you look at it. If it's 1-0 in overtime, or it's 4-0 or 7-0, any way you look at it, you didn't earn any points. And, talking to some of the guys, after the first game, they said they didn't seem like we were clicking. And the same thing happened last year when we went to Virginia Beach. We started off the season with a 3-0 loss on national television. And maybe it's just national television. We can't perform. But I think the team's able to respond. Any way you look at it, if it's 1-0 or 4-0, you just have to come back and remember you take each game at a time and you try and pick up a win the next time and try and gain 3 points, the most points you can pick out of a game. So hopefully those losses won't set us back. And we have 2 very strong keepers and very strong defense, and sometimes you give up a few cracks and leaks. I'd rather give up a bunch of goals in 2 or 3 games and spread those out throughout the season and have a bunch of losses.
Of course, you're around the players. You're practicing every day and seeing the players and being around it. When they came back from that trip, were they demoralized? Was the morale low or what?
No, not really. 9 days together, though, with 20 the same people on a bus in a hotel room can take a toll on you mentally, aside from physically playing 5 games. But it was a good time to get a little bit of break, and the team responded. We got back into training on Tuesday, had a few conversations together as a group, trying to get ourselves back mentally focused for this weekend. And it seemed like everyone was ready to go. No one seemed to be down. No one seemed to be out. It was a very energetic practice on Tuesday and a very competitive practice on Wednesday. And so far, it seems that the team's able to respond from kind of maybe a little tough stretch there.
I know it's been a tough year for you and what's gone on, the situation and that, but you've seen a few games over in Western Mass with the Pioneers, right?
Yeah, it's actually been great. I was fortunate enough to play against Sporting Lisbon, first division club in Portugal. They played against Rui Beto and João Pinto. I actually was fortunate enough to march João Pinto. That's a guy that's played in a couple of World Cups and a few European championships. Watched him play on TV since I was 13, 14, and 15. And to play up there against those guys was a great experience. And I actually think that Ludlow might even be a little bit of a mini Rochester. They have a great supporting cast in terms of the fans, a very small Portuguese community. 4,000 people at each game, very nice, tight stadium. So it's fun to play there, and I've gotten a few more games. And actually, Pat Barry's been able to join me once or twice. And we might have been able to turn their season around a little bit, back in the playoff hunt, and hopefully can help them maybe later on the stretch if they need us again.
So at this point, that's what you're looking for, is maybe some more?
Possibly. It's really up to them. They were shorthanded. They only had 11 guys a few times, so we stepped in to help them out. Pat actually had it. We played last weekend when the team was on the road. We had 4 games when our team had 5, so we were able to keep our fitness. And if something comes up here, maybe something changes in the situation, ready to go, and definitely step in and really just take care of the responsibility and my role on this team.
Talking with Ryan D'Annunzio, the Rhino defender, who is subbing in for Joe Giuliano up here in the booth tonight. We'll continue very shortly from Frontier Field at the half. It's the Rhinos and the Thunder tied at 1. And this is the Raging Rhinos Radio Network. Here at Frontier Field, the Rhinos and the Minnesota Thunder all knotted up at 1 apiece after halftime, and we're heading into the second half very shortly. And the Marina Dodge halftime stats now have the official stat sheets. Rochester outshooting Minnesota 7-5 in that first half. 1 corner for the Thunder, none for the Rhinos. 3 offsides against Minnesota, none against Rochester. The Thunder had 8 fouls. The Rhinos had 4. Leo Zagar in goal for the Rhinos had 2 saves. Joe Warren in goal for the Thunder, also with 2 saves. And so there's the official stats from the first half of play. And Ryan D'Annunzio, what do you think? What do the Rhinos need to do here in the second half? Well, at the start of the game, we were very unfortunate. The balls were playing into Carrieri, were all high and directly at him, and Brandon was able to basically win all those battles in the air. I think in the second half, the balls need to be more played into the corner so Chris can run onto them and get services in to guys like Corey Wolfuck and Doug Miller. If they can pull Brandon outside of the middle, I think we'll have more opportunities to go forward because Kirk can step in then from the midfield and maybe sneak in one from the behind. Defensively, I think they're very sound. Craig Demon has done a great job on David Castellanos. If he keeps up the work, I think he'll be able to maintain and not give him another goal here. All right, coming up the second half at Frontier Field. It's even at 1 through 1 half, and this is the Raging Rhinos Radio Network.
Sounds good to me. Give me 5 and how? For menu delivery. 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5. That's the way to call. Give me 5. It's so good. And Salvatore's has got it all. Give me 5. Yeah, give me 5 from Salvatore's.
What's on your pizza tonight? Call Salvatore's 234-5555 and order yours. Or try one of their pasta or seafood dinners, burgers, or subs with their full menu delivery. Salvatore's 234-5555.
Salvatore's will fill your plate. Yeah! It's so good. Give me 5. Put a smile right on your face. Give me 5. Yeah, give me 5.
Second half of play here at Frontier Field is the Rhinos and the Thunder even at 1. And the restart for the Rhinos, 35 yards out off the right wing side. Shakira's long delivery, back post. Denman moving, head ball It's tipped high and wide. They flick toward the middle by Demon for Steenkamp. And did he get the head on it or what? But it was high and wide.
That was a great ball played in by Sean Securis, high and long to the backside of the box. Corey Wolford was able to knock it back across the box. Unfortunately, Lennon, I don't think he was able to get it directly on target, just kind of caught him off guard a little bit.
Is that Wolford or was it Demon?
I think it was Wolford. I think Demon was standing right behind Lennon. It might have caused a little bit of confusion for the two of them.
All right, so a goal kick for the Thunder. Warren with the left foot. Shanks it off the outside of his foot along the near wing, but it makes it across midfield. Mendez steps up, volleys it across the midfield line. That's headed up in the air toward the center circle. Wilson getting tied up, and the ball knocked down, and Tenoff sneaks it through, but Demon coming back. The tip it aside. The Rhinos recover the ball. Jakiris will drop it all the way back to his keeper. Zagar, that is 18. And Younger applying pressure. Zagar low kick to the center circle. Checking back. Wilson, but bounced away from him. On the near wing. Tenoff turning to the outside. Spinning, trying to get away from Kirk Wilson. Drops it off the midfield. Coming back to take it away is Carrieri. And the Rhinos have the ball. Sends it through the center circle, but no help there. That is picked up again on the far wing. Albers drops it back his own side of midfield for Brunt. Sneaks it through midfield. One touch into the middle by Mateo, and Tenoff sends it forward. Backheel attempt. Got the ball knocked loose. Castellano lifts it to the outside of the near wing. Up on the left wing, Friedland chips it down in front, and Wright heads it up in the air along the 6, on the near end of the box, bouncing along the end line. Up in the air along the end line. Knocked away by Sedgwick, then tipped out over the end line by Wright. And followed the Rhinos. Dodge a bullet there.
Definitely dodge a major bullet. Looked like we got a little sloppy in the back. David Wright gave a bad giveaway. Jeff Mateo was able to sneak in, knock the ball out to the left flank. The ball was served in. Headed out again. Castellanos was able to somehow keep it in from going across the end line and knock it across the top of the goal. It went over Theo's head and almost thought it bounced in, but Cedric was there to knock it off the line.
Corner kick off the left wing side to be taken by Mateo. He's a right-footed kicker, so an in-swinging kick. And he goes for the back post. Up in the air, headed back along the 6. Up in the air at the far end of the head. 6 again and over the end line. So a goal kick for the Rhinos.
So far, Minnesota's looked very strong on both their corner kicks. They had a few opportunities. I'm not sure if it's a matter of size difference or if the players are just moving around a little bit, causing difficulties for the defenders. Keep them marked.
49th minute here at Frontier Field, even at 1 between the Rhinos and the Thunder. Zagar placing the ball at his 6. Minnesota looking for its first road win of the season. 2 losses and 3 ties on the road so far, so they have not really played much of a road schedule yet this year. Long up the right wing side, underneath the ball, Minyonga. Far into the 18. Looking for the cross, blocked away by Demon, but Minyonga gets it right back again. Chips it along the 18, stepping, and that's headed up in the air. Far into the box, Demon there to snot it away outside the 18. Steenkamp coming back in a collision. Foul is called on Mateo, and so the Rhinos have a restart just outside their own 18 in the middle of the field.
Well, Demon right now is playing very solid in the back as usual. He's able to step in and almost play a little more of a sweeping role right now behind David Wright, it seems a bit. He's stepping in and winning all the loose balls, all the free headers inside the box, and really playing rock solid at the moment.
Zagar placing the ball about 25 yards out. Moves up with the right foot. Drives it downfield. Flick on attempt by Miller in the middle for Wolfhook. Knocking it down far into the box across along the 10. Moving it, Carrieri. Chips it, but just over the crossbar. Carrieri got the left foot on it, and the ball floated just a foot high of the crossbar.
That was a nice 3-man combination between the 3 guys, Miller, Carrieri, and Wolfhook. It was nice to see Doug was able to get a nice little flick on to Wolfhook, who was able to carry it outside away from the defenders, had a nice service in to Chris Carrieri, played it right on his foot, but unfortunately just touched it just over the bar. I actually think it had gotten on target. He may have had Warren beat.
Warren with the left foot, drives it out through midfield, through the center circle. Wright hits it back toward the center circle. Ball knocked down at the midfield line. Played to the outside. Knocked away by Steenkamp up the near wing. Foul is called this time on Steenkamp, who has a few words for the referee, Brent Sword. But the call is made, and it'll be a restart for the Thunder to the Rochester side of midfield. Juarez looking for the restart. Freddie Juarez, 26-year-old from Las Cruces, New Mexico. Down inside the 18. Headed away by Steenkamp out the near wing. Floats over Wolfhoek as he is bumped, and a foul is called on the Thunder. Restart for the Rhinos from their own 35 on the right wing side. Mendez will leave it there for David Wright. Comes up for the kick. Well, gains a couple more yards, rolling the ball ahead. Backs up. Takes a look downfield. With the right foot, pass through the center circle, switches to the outside of the left wing, and moving it across midfield is Sedgwick. Moving it now into Minnesota territory. Jakiris, center circle, dropping it back for Demon. Switching to the outside of the right wing, but stepping up to intercept this. Castellanos gets tangled up with the ball, and his feet couldn't get away. Otherwise, he would have maybe broken loose. And now spinning around to the Rhino 35. Pass to the outside. Up the right wing is Alberts. Turns back toward the middle. Ball knocked down. Taken away by Kirk Wilson. The Rhinos have it. On the attack through midfield. Wilson. Through ball. Carrieri tips it forward, but too far ahead. It rolls down inside the 18 and recovered by the keeper, Warren.
That was a nice counterattack right there by the Rhinos. They were able to utilize their speed with Wilson and Carrieri. Unfortunately, the ball was played just a bit too far ahead of Carrieri, and he had too much of a touch on it and played it right into Warren's feet.
Warren rolls the ball outside the 18. Carrieri pressures, and Warren with the left foot sends it through midfield. Mendez stepping up. Ball bouncing loose. However, foul is called on Mendez as they ran over Friedland. Free kick for the Thunder. The Rochester 35 off on the left wing side. 52nd minute at Frontier Field, and we're even at 1.
The game definitely seemed to have gotten a little bit more chippier here at the start of the second half. A few more fouls from both teams. Seems to be getting a little bit more physical. I don't know if it's a case of frustration or a case of just trying to pick up the intensity a little bit.
Mateo with the right foot delivers it down inside the 18, far into the box, as Sedgwick lets it roll, and it's out over the end line. And a goal kick for the Rhinos. Sponsors of these broadcasts include Business Strategies, Rochester's original business-to-business publication. Clarion Riverside Hotel with 400 rooms, banquet space, and Bennigan's Grill and Tavern. By Webster Chrysler Jeep at 2111 Empire Boulevard in Webster. And by Nextel, sponsor of the Nextel Direct Connect call-in show following each game. Zagar flights it out through midfield. Coming down to the midfield line, sneaks through and in behind. Wilson heads it forward. Steenkamp nods it to the outside, but that's behind Doug Miller and out. So a turnover and the ball to be taken on the throw-in by the Minnesota Thunder. There's the throw-in through midfield. Sedgwick heads it in the air, coming down the midfield line. Nodded to the outside. This time Sedgwick volleys it forward and into Minnesota territory, but it skips out of bounds down around the 25 and out. So we'll have a throw-in on the far side of the field for the Thunder.
Looks as though Noah Delgado's getting ready to enter the match here in the 54th minute. Should add a little more speed and a little more craftiness here for Rochester when he gets inside the game.
Minnesota tomorrow night moving down the road to Syracuse. And then Rochester in Syracuse on Sunday evening. Ball through midfield. Mateo moving up the right wing side to the 20. Long cross along the near wing. Moving in Friedland. Takes a side volley kick at the ball, but shanked it wide of the left post out over the end line. They missed by, maybe 10, 12 yards wide. Actually, it looked like he had pulled up on it. Maybe if he had just hammered it, it might have been on goal.
Yeah, maybe he pulled the trigger a little bit sooner, or actually a little bit of time maybe to get touch and bring it down there. It seemed like Rochester got sucked over towards the ball side and wasn't able to recover. Carlos Mendez kind of got faced watching the ball and turned around at the last second, didn't realize he was getting beat on the backside.
Miller is out, and Delgado is in for the Rhinos. Delgado is in as the ball flighted through midfield, and that substitution in the 54th minute. Center circle up in the air they go, knotted across midfield, touched back into Rhino territory, and Sedgwick lays it back to the keeper. Zagar steps out and first times it through midfield. High floater coming down to the 35. Carrieri run up the back with no call. Back in the center circle. Right will lay it to the outside of the near wing along midfield for Mendez. He'll chip ahead. Down to the 20. Headed in the air by Brannon. Up in the air and out of bounds at the near side. Throw in for the Rhinos. Off the right wing side about 35 yards out. Carlos Mendez moving up for the throw in. Goes short to Wilson. Gets a return pass to the outside. Chips it toward the middle for Woolfolk. Spinning around. Tried to back heel but blocked away and taken back by the Thunder. Pass up the near wing for Castellanos. Tied up as his arm stretched about 3 inches longer by Wright. And the foul is called. Not only his arm, but his jersey's a little bigger now, too, I think.
And Castellanos had pulled away, and Dave just tried to grab him, pull him back. He had a nice little turn there. Caught David a little bit too tight up against his body. Was able to spin off of him there. It was a good foul, though, by Dave. Professional foul. Slow down the counterattack and allow the Rhinos to be able to get back and defend.
Ball chipped up the left wing side by Jacquet. Ahead for Mateo. His touch forward. Then Younger dropping it back at the 35. Juarez spinning to the outside to get away from Shakiris. Looking for the through ball. Taken at the 6, or at the 18 rather. The Rhinos have it. Right in a collision with Tenoff, and Wright is still down in the field. Ball through midfield. As it is kicked along the near side and rolls out of bounds. Wilson in a collision with Mateo. And the foul is called on Kirk Wilson. As David Wright gets up and hobbling, favoring his left leg. Comes up limping, and Craig Demanover asking if he's all right. Is the little bit of a confrontation going on in front of the Minnesota bench.
Yeah, the game definitely seemed to pick up intensity and is a lot more physical. Kirk Wilson came in there a little bit late with the challenge on Jeff Mateo and knocked him into the Minnesota bench. That's why they're a little bit aggravated at the moment with Wilson. But it looks like Dave Wright's going to be all right after that collision.
Nobody's ever been aggravated with Kirk Wilson before.
No, never.
Here's a service by Friedland down to the 8, blocked away by Steenkamp. With the left foot, sends a high volley kick out through midfield. Back for it. Pushed across midfield by Juarez into Rhino territory. Steenkamp nods it to the outside for Mendez along the near wing. Roller out through midfield. Stepping in is Friedland for the Thunder. Pass ahead for Mateo. In the middle, sneaks it through to Ben Younger. One touch to the outside, but too much touch on the ball, and it's out of bounds. Throw in along their own 30 on the near side for the Rhinos. Mendez with the throw in back to his 18. Wright turns it to the outside again. Mendez pass to the middle. Steenkamp. One touch back for Wright. Low line drive kick through midfield, but Friedland gets a foot on it to knock it down, and the Thunder with the ball. Spinning around to the Rochester 35. Here's Mateo. Rolls it to the outside for Juarez. Sneaks the through ball to Ben Younger. Devin back as he ties up. Ball rolls out over the end line, and a goal kick for the Rhinos. Did a nice job. I thought maybe that actually Demon was the last one to touch the ball.
Yeah, he did a great job there, able to hold it off and not to get a touch on the ball at all, and force Tenhoff to be the last one to touch it. It was well done by Craig.
58th minute, even at 1. Here at Frontier Field tonight, Zagar, Rhino keeper. Line drive kick through midfield. That's knotted. Flick on by Steenkamp. Bounces up in the air and blocked the side, and then volleyed downfield. And in behind Sedgwick, it turns back for the ball. Hits it to the keeper. One hop, it's scooped up by Zagar. Hale again send a high volley kick through midfield. Off in the near wing, brought forward by Friedland. Pops it up in the air. Mendez back to knock it away for Kirk Wilson. Turning back for the ball, rolls up in the middle. Mendez, one touch up the right wing side. Carrieri on the heels of Jacquet, who turns the ball in the corner. Throws it along the near side for Juarez, and he'll pop it up in the air and comes out to near midfield. Mendez steps up, blocks with a hit for Steenkamp. Tried to roll it forward, but blocked away. Stepping in and turning his right, and his pass forward to Woolfolk. One touch for Shakiris, but that's intercepted, then pounded out through midfield. Stepping up Sedgwick. And he tried to block it forward, but bounced away off of Alberts. Tried to block it forward again, and now Sedgwick with the ball. Up the left wing side. Far into the box. Delgado. Down to the 5. Turns back toward the 18. Long cross along in front, but headed away and out. Settled again by Shakiris. Turns to the outside. Gives it off to Billy Sedgwick, and a pass up the wing for Delgado. Drawing at the far end of the box. Runs into Brunt, and the ball put away off of Delgado. And out over the touchline deep in the far corner. Throwing for the Thunder. Brunt throwing up the far wing, but headed toward the middle by Sedgwick. Stepping up out of the center circle, Mendez. One touch to Steenkamp. Dropping it back in the center circle. Pass ahead for Shakiris. Turns to the outside. Feeds on the left wing side to Sedgwick. Going it down to 35. Back in the middle for Sean Shakiris. As he's wide, sneaks through. Shakiris on the attack. Down to the 18. Tripped up and taken down. Foul is called. Rhinos with a free kick 20 yards out off the left wing side.
Another hard foul in there again by Tenhoff. Seems like definitely, as I mentioned before, that the physicalness of this game has definitely picked up. It was good to see that the Rhinos were able to get Noah Delgado involved in the game early. He got his first few touches in. And I think it actually caused Minnesota to make a little bit worried about him because they seemed to open up there and step outside, giving Sean Shakiris a little bit of room to attack the goal there with his left foot. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get a shot off.
Well, the Rhinos arguing with the referee about something, but anyway, the kick, again, will be 20 yards out, the left wing end of the box. As it looks like Neto will be checking into the match very shortly. For Shakiris. Carrieri is set. Shakiris is also there. We'll see which one will take the kick. Wall formed about the 15. That's in the middle. Sedgwick, right foot boomer, but that's blocked away and out over the end line off of Juarez, and so a corner kick for the Rhinos.
Yeah, there was a well-executed set piece by the Rhinos, something they practice every single day. He was able to get it outside to Billy Sedgwick, but unfortunately, Juarez was able to step in as the bullet man for Minnesota and kind of block the shot at the last moment.
Corner kick off the left wing side to be taken by Shakiris. Here he comes, serves it up, down inside the 6. That one sneaking through. Steenkamp hammered from behind, no call, and the ball popped high in the air out at center circle. Mendez nodding it forward. Right, tried to flick on, but that's knocked away in the center circle. Knocked loose, and Sedgwick checking back to the wall, plays it all the way back to the keeper. And Zagar first times it, pops up in the air, coming down to the midfield line. That one floating through, and a foul is called on Delgado. They'll have the substitution here in the 61st minute. As checking in for the Rhinos is Neto. And off the pitch comes Carrieri.
Right now, even in the first half and up here to this moment in the second half, it appears that the Rhinos done a great job of winning the first ball out of the air, but are struggling to get onto that second ball. I don't know if it's a matter of Minnesota having that third central midfield that's causing a problem for Wilson and Steenkamp in the middle of the field after they win that first ball, but the Rhinos can't seem to get themselves onto that second ball and not able to keep possession really at the moment.
Ball chipped up the left wing side. That one hit it away and out off of Mendez on the near side, so a throw in from 20 yards out off the near side for the Minnesota Thunder. That outdoor lacrosse game tonight, Rattlers and Long Island somewhere near the half are tied at 8 now. Looking for the throw in is Friedland, who assisted on Minnesota's goal. Steps up with the throw in going short in the box. Hit it away by Wright out top and up with it. It chipped down inside the 18 again. The far post, the end line, and Delgado blocking Alberts as he tried to get to the ball. It's out over the end line and a goal kick for the Rhinos. Other A-League action tonight, Puerto Rico with a 2-1 lead over Richmond in the second half of play. Also in the second half, Atlanta with a 1-0 lead over Charleston. So some interesting scores there.
Yeah, definitely a little bit surprising there with that Puerto Rico and Richmond result.
Puerto Rico's really come along in the second half. It's unfortunate for them that they got off to such a slow start. Ball tipped through by Wilson. Down to the 18, moving in. Carrieri tips the ball, but it's blocked wide and out over the end line. And it was off of the defender and out, so a corner kick for the Rhinos as Carrieri just couldn't quite chip it over the keeper.
Well, it was a great ball by Theo Zegard. He was able to find Kirk Wilson, who got himself free, played it into nice driven ball. Kirk got a nice little one-touch flick with his right foot, knocked it over the defenders, and Carrieri just was unfortunately not able to knock it over one. It went off him, though, and was able to win the Rhinos a corner kick.
Delgado off the right wing side. Set to serve it up. Takes a look around, rolls it out top. Mendez moving in, the rolling ball out top. Now chips it down in front, and it's headed away and out top. Settled at the 18, Wilson trying to take a shot. Now he turns with the right foot, and it's in the middle of the net where it's grabbed by the keeper, Warren. Not sure if he was trying on the pass to Steenkamp, who was at the back post, or trying to put it in the wide side, but ended up in the middle. And unfortunately for Wilson, he was right on that infield third and couldn't get much footing.
Yeah, Dave just taking an extra touch there, caught him off guard, but was able to allow Warren to get himself set again. I think the Rhinos need to maintain the idea of changing the point of attack if they want to catch Warren off guard and stick a second one in here in the second half.
64th minute and even at 1. I'm Don Stevens along with Ryan D'Annunzio tonight, bringing you this match from the Frontier Field in Rochester. That one hammered out of bounds into the stands by Zegard, so a throw in near midfield on the far side for the Thunder. Front steps up with a throw in. On the far side, not toward the middle, but settled by Wilson. Turns it to the outside, and Sedgwick pass forward, but blocked away. And Wilson getting to it along his 35, turns back, drops it to the outside for Sedgwick. This time able to chip it through midfield. Carrieri a touch ahead for Wolfham. Dropping it back, however, turning in to intercept is Mateo. Pass in the center circle. Here come the Thunder again across midfield. On the near wing, drop back. Friedland takes it his own side of the midfield line. Chips it up the left wing, but Wright steps in, heads it up in the air. Off of the near wing, volley the other way. Wright turning back, and he volleys it and turned toward the middle. Mateo settles it off his toe and sneaks it through Neto. Turning back toward the center circle. Tenov to the outside on the right wing, and Alberts running on to the ball. 25 yards out, taken away by Delgado, who checks back to help out. As he's bothered, 18 yards out, being pushed and shoved. And the foul finally called. Restart for the Rhinos. And their own 20 on the far side. 65th minute, and even at 1 here at Frontier Field. Sedgwick ready for the restart.
No doubt it might be a little bit of a much uphill battle right now for the Rhinos. Only 3-5-1 when tied at the half, whereas Minnesota is 6-1-3. A little bit better record when they're tied, but unfortunately it might be a little skewed considering how many home games they've played.
And ball in the center circle, so the restart for the Thunder. Pass out of the far wing, long chip up the right wing to the end line, and that'll be out over the end line, and a goal kick for the Rhinos. Other sponsors of these broadcasts: Golden Memories, the bus company the Rhinos use. Tire World, located at 2049 Empire Boulevard in Webster. Harrow East Athletic Club, on the web at harroweast.com. And by Zweigels, providing sausage and meat products since 1880. Woolfolk is out, and Ryan Trout is in here in the 66th minute.
definitely going to give a different look to the Rhinos. Ryan Trout is a much different player than Corey Wolfick. Corey Wolfick is a runner, or Trout is a little bit of a dribbler. But hopefully he's able to maintain a little more possession here for the Rhinos in the last 30-so minutes.
So that's 3 substitutions on the night for the Rhinos, and the Thunder have not made a sub as of yet. In fact, have nobody up and warming up at all at this point. So they're faced with back-to-back games playing tomorrow night in Syracuse, so I'm sure that they'll try and wait as long as possible. Throw in along the far side. Back near midfield, checking back to knock it loose is Trout, and on the far wing, the ball is picked up and carried away by Albert, so the Thunder pass to the center circle for Mateo. As he's watched by Trout, pulls it off on the near side and across midfield, Freakland into Rhino territory. Through the center circle, long up the right wing side, but no help there, and it's picked up a one-hop by Zagar. 67th minute, and even at 1 here in Rochester. On the near wing, Mendez dropping it back in the middle along his 25. Taken by Dave Wright. As they switch the field to Demon and off of the left wing side to Sedgwick. Pass back in the middle. Demon is 25. Takes a look around. Now tips it back to the right wing side for Mendez. Settles it off his chest to his feet. Comes up with the ball as he's watched there by Menyunger. Turns back to get away from Castellano. Pass in the middle for Demon. All of a sudden, a big challenge. A lot of pressure applied by the Thunder. As Wright just puts it away off of the sliding Castellanos and out of bounds.
Yeah, Castellanos is working really hard right now to put pressure on the Rhinos defenders, and seems to be having a little bit of success, not allowing them to get that driven ball into the corners right now, which is causing a little bit of problems for Rochester.
Mendez on the near wing with the throw in from his 25, but that throw in headed away by Friedland. Then it is Wilson able to settle the ball, and Steenkamp pushing it back to the keeper. Zagar moving out, first touch, sends it out to the middle circle. Flick on by Neto, back heel by Trout, almost stuck it through. Let the ball knock down and take it back by Jacquet of the Thunder. Pass to the outside of the near wing. Friedland chips it up the left wing. On the near side, Wright underneath it. He and Castellanos battling. Wright knocks it down, but knocked away. To the end line. Castellanos trying to move in front. Wright sliding in, knocks the ball away. On the near wing, Mendo's back. Able to push it out to midfield. Carrieri trying to get the head on, but couldn't do it. Skips loose in the center circle. Nodded forward. Pass in the middle for Menyunger, checking back. And the ball taken 40 yards out by Mateo. Feed forward to Menyunger. Spins into the outside. As it's turned toward the center circle, Mateo up with the ball on the near wing for Juarez. As he's triple-teamed, the ball knocked away, and the Rhinos take it back. Carrieri to the outside for Trout. Rolls it into the middle. Stepping out, Kirk Wilson, the center circle. Draws it off on the left side for Delgado. As he's double-teamed, plays it away. And right off of the left side. Foul is called, and a restart for the Rhinos in the center circle. Now we do have a Minnesota player, that's Castellanos, all the way back into the Rhinos 18. He's trying to get his shoe put back on.
Yeah, it seems like he's struggling a little bit still from that tackle by David Wright. Minnesota was arguing there should have been a foul. That Wright came in a little bit late. I personally thought it was a very well-timed tackle. Unfortunately, there was no call for the Rhinos, which is a good thing, but Castellanos lost his boot and seems to be hobbling here just a little bit.
All right, Steenkamp is out, and Allnut is in now. That's the 4th substitution in the match for the Rhinos. Again, in the 69th minute, Allnut is in, and Steenkamp is out. Yari Allnut, a couple of games ago, came in relief and scored his first goal of the season.
Yeah, Yari has a definite different spark to the midfield. A little bit more energetic than Lennon, and a little bit hungrier, I think, maybe even in the box.
Wright sends a low-line drive out along the 18. Ball knocked down. Skips loose at the 18. Pulled to the outside of the near wing. Stepping up at midfield. Mendez ahead on the near wing. Rolls it ahead for Neto. Turning in the middle, trying to get away from Mateo. As he works his way to the end line, stops, spins around, ball knocked away and out of bounds by Mateo. And a throw in on the near side for Mendez for the Rhinos from about 25 yards out. Now he's going to give it to Ryan Trout, who will take the throw in. Going short, Carrieri trying to flick on, but that one pounded up in the air and out over the end line. And it'll be a corner kick for the Rhinos, third corner of the half.
Yeah, Carrieri was able to sneak in around the backside, unseen by any of the Minnesota defenders. Unfortunately, Trout wasn't able to get a direct throw into him, but Carrieri was able to get his head on into it and earn the Rhinos on the corner.
All right, from the corner, Neto sends it down in front, moving in all night, couldn't get the right foot on it, and the ball knocked away out of the box. Here's Mendez stepping up, but won't get to it. Castellano finds it opening to dump it out and downfield. So back to the Rhinos. In the center circle, Wright checking back. As he's pressured by Tenhouse, spins it up the right wing side. The ball headed back to midfield from Menyunger. One touch, but Mendez comes up with the ball. Center circle for Allnut. Turns, drops it back, but right onto the foot of Castellanos. And here come the Thunder. On the near wing, Castellanos rolls it in the middle. Kenoff after it as he's bumped but gets away. Sneaks the ball through, and a roller picked up at the 6 by the keeper, Zagar. The ball is through, but Zagar's there.
Kenoff just put a little bit too much weight on that pass right there.
Out to midfield on the left wing side. Sedgwick bringing the ball forward. Now turns back, drops it off to the keeper. Zagar inside of his 18. Fell down as he kicks it out to midfield. The ball chipped up the left wing, but it is rolling and out of bounds deep in the corner. No, it's out over the end line, so it'll be a goal kick. Well, only twice this season has Minnesota given up 2 goals in a game. That was back on the last time was June 26th, a 2-1 loss at home to Milwaukee. The other time was all the way back May 7th in a 2-1 loss at Vancouver. That's the most goals that the Thunder have given up in a game this year, 2, and they've only had it happen twice. Rod forward across midfield. Into Rhino territory, turned to the outside, now chipped down inside the 18. And it's picked up on the second bounce by Zagar. Throws it out on the near side for Mendez. We're in the 72nd minute here in Rochester, and even at 1. Cross midfield, Delgado trying to sneak away. Spins it back to the outside with the right foot up the wing of the midfield line for Neto. As he gets tied up, it's tipped off on the near side, then carried away by Menyonger. Pass in the middle, but Wright steps up to intercept and plays it to the outside of the near wing for Mendez. Long up the right wing side to open space, but back for it, getting to it is Jacques. Is a Jacquet, brother, and a pass up the near wing for Friedland. Chips it through midfield. Wright is there for the Rhinos. He'll tip it ahead. Delgado settling the ball to the midfield line. Pass to the center circle for Allnut. Turning around in the circle and plays it to the outside of the left wing for Sedgwick. One touch ahead of the far wing for Delgado. Cross midfield, being double teamed, trying to get away. As he is sent flying in through the signs on the far side of the field.
Yeah, it seemed to be a little bit of a shoulder bump there. I think his momentum just carried through. Really didn't look like a foul from up here.
Well, no foul called. They say the ball was out of bounds. That's knocked loose and picked up on the intercept by Sedgwick of the Rhinos have it. Circling at the center circle on it. Drops it back for Dave Wright. Chips it up the left wing for Sedgwick. Checking back for the ball. Turns to the outside. Spins it toward the middle for Kirk Wilson to get away. Tips it ahead deep to the far corner. Delgado getting to it at the end line. Long cross high to the back post and headed out over the end line by the defender Friedland. Or the midfielder Friedland. Out over the end line and another corner for the Rhinos.
Yeah, the Rhinos definitely stepped up the pressure here in the last few minutes. Able to get a few more opportunities and be able to get some cross in. They've been able to get the ball deep into the Minnesota end and find themselves some opportunities.
Corner kick off the right wing side to be taken once again by Neto. Set for the service. Low into the 6, but that one pounded away out the near wing. Bouncing all the way up to around the 40 on the near side. Mendez getting to it to settle. He'll cross down along the 18. Demon knocks it all down. Spins, but can't get a shot away. Dropped out top, 35 yards. Wilson steps, gets away. Still has it, turns into the right. With the right foot, takes a crack at the ball, and it's picked up in the short half by the keeper, Warren. So Kurt Wilson gets the shot away, but Warren is there.
Yeah, I still think the Rhinos need to move the ball a little bit from side to side across the box to get Warren moving. The few opportunities that they've been able to get shots off from around the top of the D, they've been right on target onto Warren.
Loaded high downfield. One big bounce inside the 18, and out to grab it at his 6 is Zagar. He plays it to the outside. Up the left wing comes Sedgwick. Now to the 35. Challenge spins to get away from Albert. Now drops it back. As Wright return pass to Sedgwick on the outside. Spins it along the far touchline. Rolls it ahead to near midfield. Checking back for the ball. Trout. It's tangled up. Taken down. And he pulls the defender, the Minnesota guy down with him. That being Brunt. And so the whistle stops play. The foul is called on Minnesota. 75th minute. Even at 1 here in Rochester. Cross midfield. Wilson in the center circle. Tips it to the outside along the near wing for Mendez. Stepping up on the right wing side, turned back, drops it off at the midfield line for Demon. And then he'll in turn sends it down to the 25. Neto underneath the ball, hit it away back at the midfield line. And Wright crossing to the outside of the left wing, but nobody there. Ball out of bounds on the far side.
Now, it seemed to be a bit of a miscommunication there between Allnut and Wright. Allnut had the ball and kind of played it back a little bit. But Wright stepped in and tried to serve it to the outside, was unable to connect the pass with anybody.
Couple of substitutions for the Thunder. Right now, here in the 76th minute, Castellanos is coming out. And it'll be Tarley checking in. 76th minute, Tarley is in. Castellanos is out. And then the other substitution, Ferruzzi is in. And should be, is it 10 off? Yeah, 10 off is coming off.
Yeah, Ferruzzi's a little bit different player than Tenoff. He tends to hold more in the center of the field and just try and distribute the ball out to the corners. Plays a little bit like Chris Armas does up in the MLS. Just sits and holds, plays more defensive, tries to win the second ball, keep possession with his teammates.
All right, so that's the first two substitutions of the match for the Thunder. Through midfield, Sedgwick volleys it high in the air. Carrieri's run up the back, but no call, and the ball out of midfield. Sedgwick chips it up the left wing side for Trout. Comes away with the ball, pushing it to the far corner, looking for the cross, but it's off the leg. Brunted out of bounds. Throw in deep in the far corner for the Rhinos, the left wing side. Even at 1 in the 77th minute. Ryan Trout takes the throw in. Short inside the box. Hit and nets when knocked away and out top. 35 yards out. Sedgwick tipping it back in the center circle. Right, one touch up the wing, but that's intercepted, carried away. Mateo flights it off on the near side. Ferruzzi can't get to it. It skips out of bounds on the near side. Throw in for the Rhinos. Near midfield on the near side. Throw in to be taken by Carlos Mendez. Goes short in the throw into Neto. Turns it back to the outside for Mendez. And up the leg wing for Neto. Skips away and the ball bounces off his foot and out. Throw in for the Thunder.
Very nice turn there by Neto, but he's unfortunate they wasn't able to get past Ferruzzi, who came sliding in just to the last moment, knocked it in off of Neto, knocked it out of bounds for a Minnesota throw-in.
Throw in on the near side of midfield. Off the Rochester side, near side. Then Younger trying to settle the ball. Mendez knocked it away and right, then volleys it, but up into the stands out of play. Throw it to the near side for the Thunder at the Rochester 35.
Up to this point, Johnny Younger has been a little bit less active than he was in the first half, which I think is a good thing for the Rhinos at the moment.
Trying to cross it, Charlie, but blocked away and out of bounds on the near side. Charlie leading the Thunder this season, 6 goals and an assist for 13 points. So the team leader comes in fresh here in the 76th minute. That usually gives them pretty good edge.
Yeah, it should give him a little bit of an edge, maybe a little more speed, fresh legs off the bench, but hopefully that Craig Dem is going to be able to shut him down the way he was doing with Castellanos earlier for the first 75 minutes of the game.
And here's the throw in short of the box by Friedland. That's headed up in the air by Ferruzzi, coming down here into the box and flick into the middle, and Demon gets the right foot on it, volleys it away and out of the box. Headed up in the air, underneath it goes Allnut. He'll head it back to the center circle. Turning back forward is Juarez, gets to it, and he'll spin and then jam it up into the stands on the far side of the field. Nice idea by Yari Allnut. If he had somebody running on the ball, might have snuck him through. Trout spinning to get away. As he gets taken off the ball, it's recovered by the Thunder. Have it back at their own 20, and now volleyed through midfield. Knocked down by Wright for Sedgwick at the midfield line, but in turn taken away. Pass on the right side. On the far wing, Alberts looking for the cross along the 18th. Ferruzzi on the near side, settles the ball 20 yards out. Pumps it up in the air, turns it behind, trying to get away, but the ball knocked away. And Allnut with the left foot, volleys it high in the air out through midfield. And again, volleyed in turn into Rhino territory. Delgado knocks it down. It's poked in the air off of the near side. Mendez in under the ball with Friedland. A collision. The ball rolls out of bounds on the near side. Throw in for the Rhinos on the near side of midfield to be taken by Mendez. Looking for the open man. Gains a few more yards along the side line and then sends it in as Carrieri double teamed and taken down. Off of Carrieri, and it'll be a throw-in for the Thunder from their own 35. Carrieri in a collision with the Minnesota player goes over as that player is down on the field.
It's Jaquette laying down. I think he might have caught Chris in the back of the head, maybe with the front of his face or his forehead, but he seems to be a little more pain. Definitely got the worst of that headbutt there.
Well, the linesman calling for the trainer to come over and take a look at the defender, Jaquette. So we're in the 80th minute now at Frontier Field, and even at 1 here in Rochester. Other sponsors of these broadcasts include Dunkin' Donuts, located throughout the Rochester area. By Moliere Chevrolet Oldsmobile and Buick in Honeoye Falls. By Spinning Webs, the official website provider of the Rhinos. And also by Myers RV in Churchville, just off I-490. Jaquette is still down on the field. Even at 1 through... Now as we move into the 80th minute, and it's still anybody's match here. Remainder of the weekend, Rochester off tomorrow while Minnesota goes to Syracuse tomorrow night. And then on Sunday, Minnesota will be off while Rochester's in Syracuse on Sunday evening.
Right now, this is a good time for the team to rest, relax, maybe get together in a huddle and try and sort things out here for the last 10 or 12 minutes plus the added time now for Jaquette being down on the ground. You know, we haven't had too many opportunities this season where we've had to score late, and we only have 3 goals maybe in the last 10 minutes or so, and I think we've given up actually 4 goals in the last 10 minutes. So hopefully the team can get together, hopefully get back on the same page, pick up their intensity for the last 10 minutes, and finish this one off at home with a 2-1 win.
Now Jaquette is off the pitch, and I'm not sure, maybe he got cut. Looks like he's tending to his cheekbone just right underneath his right eye, it looks like. All right, a restart for the Thunder. Let's see, the Rhinos scored one in the 80th, one in the 82nd, one in the 83rd, so 3. And, 4. Miller had one in the 90th minute. And 3 against in the last 10 minutes. So it's close to what you said now as the ball across midfield on the near side. And a restart for the Thunder. They're waiting to see if they can get Jaquette back on the pitch. As at the moment they're a man down.
Hopefully Rochester can maybe spring some balls forward here on our right side. Force Friedland to go back. Open up some room for Mendez to attack from the back and get some balls into the forwards up top.
Now Jaquette is ready to step back on. Getting a look at by the fourth official to see if there's any blood. Tipped down inside the 18. Ball sneaks through. One bounce to Zagar. As it brings it away. Moves the players downfield. Now rolls it to the outside. As Jaquette is invited back onto the pitch. And the Thunder back at full strength. Sedgwick on the left wing of midfield. Long up the left wing side. Running onto the ball goes Trout deep to the far corner. Looking for the cross. Down in front. Carrieri spins at the 6. Passes back to the net. Can't shoot. Place it to the outside again for Trout. Another cross from the backdoor side. As Allnut heads it toward the middle, but that one booted away. Volleyed out to near midfield. Charlie heads it in the air. Right in underneath it to knock it away. Heads it back to his defensive partner, Demon. August 35, and he'll lay it to the outside of the left wing side for Sedgwick. Turns it away. Long delivery up the right wing side. Trying to get him behind is Delgado. Hits him in the back. Ball knocked down. Rolling to the end line. And grabbed off the end line by the keeper, Joe Warren.
I think that ball surprised Delgado a little bit. It might have even died in the air with this little bit of breeze that's going on because he tried to turn and let it run by him, but it actually caught him square in the back right across his number.
With the left foot. Warren sends a high floater downfield. All the way down to the Rhino 25. That went skipping onto the left foot of Sedgwick. Turns back to the ball and lets it roll out of bounds. Actually, I guess he never touched it at all.
No, must have slipped right underneath that swing.
So, on the far wing is Neto. Backheels it through midfield. Carrieri, one touch in the middle. All that into the ball. That's knocked loose. Now, finally, with it is Trout to bring it across the midfield line. Turns back for the ball. Draws it forward. Lays it to the open left wing side. And Carrieri had started to run toward the middle, so does not get to the ball. It rolls out over the end line, and a goal kick for the Thunder. Other sponsors of these broadcasts: World Gym, official strength training facility of the Rochester Sports Group. Tunes by Todd, DJ service for all your entertainment needs. Go to tunesbytodd.com. State Farm Insurance, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by Bill Graves with 13 locations in Rochester.
Since Allnut coming in the game, Rochester's done a much better job of winning that second ball in the middle of the field. He's been able to get his head on the first one and able to get his body in on the Minnesota players to win that second ball. It's allowed Rochester to have a little more possession in the last 10 minutes.
Ball played it through midfield. Right heads it back into the center circle. Mateo steps up. Neto couldn't reach it. Now the ball is hammered out on the near side and rolls out of bounds. Throwing for the Rhinos about 15 yards out on the near side of the field. Now Mendez makes a run all the way up to about the 25. And then with the throw in, a hit for Allnut. Tried to flick on a midfield, but knocked away. And it bounces to Mendez. And the Rhinos have it. Mendez off the leg of Mignonga and out. Throw into the near side of the field for the Rhinos. Mendez with the throw in at midfield and back heel by Allnut. Hits it across the midfield line. Knocked down to the center circle. On with the Mateo. Turns to get away. Through midfield. Neto gets the foot on it, but still is controlled by the Thunder. Friedland on the near wing. Up the left wing side, and Demon heads to the side. Underneath it, Charlie. Icicles forward. As Wright heads it toward the middle for Ruzzi. In under the ball. Nods to the side. On the far wing for Alberts. Long the 18. Turns it in front. Hard to get the ball through, but bounced away. Far side again. Cross in front. And Zagar diving in on the ball. Scoops it up and holds on. Throws it ahead out to near midfield for Neto. Back heel for Allnut. Turns it to the outside. Neto up the left wing. On the attack come the Rhinos. Trying to stick it through in front with the ball blocked away. Rolling to the deep in the far corner. Back heel dropped off and the Thunder with the ball. Feed ahead for Peruzzi, but lost control. The Rhinos take it right back. Wilson on the left wing side for Trout. Drops it back at midfield. Sedgwick pass toward the middle along the 45 for Wilson. Sneaking the ball through, but stepping in is Brandon to knock it away through the center circle. Demon for the Rhinos. Center circle for Allnut. Turns it to the outside of the right wing for Mendez. Long chip through down into the 18 and out to grab it in the air in the midsection is Warren. Throws it on the far wing, throws it up into the stands, and out of play. Throw in for the Rhinos off the left wing side. 86 minutes, even at 1. Again, ball flighted inside the 18. Out to grab it at his 8. If the keeper, Zagar, or rather Warren, grabs it in the midsection. With the left foot, high floater through midfield all the way down to the Rhino 20. That one headed aside by Demon out of the near wing. Delgado looked for the flick but missed it. Carried away by Friedland of the Thunder along the Rochester 35. Trying to sneak the pass through and a give and go. Then Younger spins, looking to get the ball through. Mendez knocks it down. That one squirts through at the 18 and headed away out to midfield, or rather booted away by Sedgwick. Bouncing back into Rhino territory, knocked down by Mendez. Center circle is rolled behind. All net out of the midfield line. Blocked forward by Trout, but getting to it is Brannon. And he'll pop it up in the air through midfield. Back goes Allnut, nods it toward the center circle for Neto. Pass off to Wilson. Sneaks it through. Running onto the ball, Delgado. 20 yards out. Rolls it outside. Moving in. Jump shot. Scores! Ryan Trout puts it to the outside of the right side of the post in the net. And the Rhinos have scored. Rhinos take a 2-1 lead.
That was a great team effort there. Yari Allnut again won that ball in the air, was able to knock it down right to the feet of Neto, who played a great ball forward into Noah Delgado, who come across on the right side, cutting across the Minnesota defenders. Was able to slip a beautiful ball on the ground right into the stride of Ryan Trout, who again caught Warren on the far post, low and with a slow roller. Seems that when the Rhinos get him to move across the goal from one side to the other, it seems to be able to be beatable.
So 2 goals, almost identical.
And Ryan Trout with the assist to number 13, Noah Delgado.
And the plastic is being issued to Friedland of the Minnesota Thunder at the midfield line. So that's plastic here in the 88th minute, the yellow card.
So it's great for Rochester to get the second goal here late in the game. I think this will only actually be, hopefully we can hold on to this, the second win after having trailed and giving up the first goal.
All right, so Ryan Trout scoring his second goal of the season. Delgado picking up his second assist of the season. And the Rhinos have taken the lead for the first time on the night. Pass on the right wing side. Delgado checking back to the ball to the 20. Turns to the outside. Being double teamed along the near touch line. And it rolls out of bounds off of Delgado. Throw in for the Thunder. And again, the players do some pushing at each other. Mateo and Delgado having a few words. Ball knocked away quickly. All the officials converge to break it up. All right, the throw in. Friedland throws it back into the keeper. Taken by Warren. So Joe Warren giving up 2 goals tonight after having gone the previous 4 with 4 straight shutouts. Ball popped up in the air, moving in. Sedgwick blocked to the side, but Tarley underneath it. 25 yards out, left foot for the back door, bounces through, and Zagar gets the right foot on it, and he pounds it in the air, and the ball spins out of bounds near the corner. Very alertly. However, the offside flag is in the air across the way anyway.
Great work by Carlos Mendez there. The linesman not throwing the flag up, and he wasn't able to get a toe on it. That could have been very dangerous with Peruzzi on his left foot, alone on the back post.
90th minute. We'll see how much stoppage time there is. As the clock is ticking down. Zagar with the right foot. Line drive through midfield, coming down at the Minnesota 35. That one's flighted over top. Object now sent the other way downfield. One big bounce near into the 18. Zagar outside the box, who has to kick it away. Out the midfield. That one dotted back in the middle by Juarez. For Ferluzzi. Pass of the near wing, and Mendez knocks it down as the ball bounces up toward the center circle. Stepping up, pass to the outside by Brannaman. Getting to it, the Rhinos. Trout across midfield. Up the left wing side. Goes it forward. Trying to dribble through. Trout still on the attack. Down to the 18. Moving and shoots. It's picked up in a short hop by Warren. As Trout almost going coast to coast. We'll go the other way. Out of midfield. Comes off of the near wing, and Delgado turns back to take it away. Nifty little move to get by Friedland. He did not make it through, but knocked away and out of bounds off of the hand of Mateo.
Definitely handle there. Again, Ryan Trout made a great, nice 40-yard run, but he was able to change direction. His shot right on target, though. Warren was able to plant and make a nice save. Could have put the team here up 3-1 late in the game.
Restart for the Rhinos. 35 yards out on the right wing side. 4 minutes of stoppage time. And the ref blowing the whistle for the restart. Mendez is set, drops it back in the middle for Neto. Turns it to the outside once again for Mendez. He'll bounce it away off the foot of Ferrucci. After the ball, he and Harley tie up. No call comes out of the near wing for Ferrucci. Drops it back at midfield, and it's chipped away and across midfield, but out of bounds. That off the Rhinos, so a throw in for the Thunder. Ferrucci, pass of the wing, knocked away by Wright. Can't get to it. Out of bounds again. Another throw in for the Thunder. Now down around the 25. Marco Ferrucci looking for the throw in. Back out of midfield. Mendez is down on the field. Looks like maybe a leg cramp. As he goes down, grabbing onto the back of his right leg. And trying to stretch it out as he has a muscle pull. And the trainer, Dave DePasquale, out onto the field for the Rhinos. We'll see if they'll be sending Carlos Samedo into the match. So we're in stoppage time. The Rhinos have taken a 2-1 lead as Mendez now gets up and he's limping off the field. And Samedo quickly up to turn his card into the fourth official to try and get on the pitch. Linesman telling him back up. Rhinos want the substitution. I don't know if they're going to get it here or not. Evidently not. Here's the throw in by Ferrucci. Down inside, up with the 6 to come down with the ball is Zagar. So a nice throw in by Ferrucci. Nice that is for the Rhinos.
Yeah, the Rhinos were unfortunately unable to get the sub in right now. Samedo looks like he's going to come in, go to the left side, and bring Billy Cedric over here to the right side. But hopefully they can hold on now, a man down here for the last few minutes until we get Samedo in the game.
Cross midfield on the far side. Thunder on the attack. Pass to the center circle. Nobody around, and it rolls out of bounds. Throw in on the near side for the Rhinos at the midfield line. So giveaway there on the part of the Thunder, which certainly helped the Rhinos. And now Samedo is onto the pitch. So just like Ryan said, Samedo moves to the left outside and Cedric over to the near side of the field. All right, so Mendez is out. Carlos Mendez playing another excellent game. That cramps up at the end. All right, through midfield. Blocked away and downfield by Neto. Rolling to the end line. Carrieri on his horse trying to get to it. At the end line, sliding in. Looked to knock it out, but did not.
Just a little slow there. Try to knock it out for a throw-in. Not allow Minnesota a nice long goal kick in here. Hopefully time will just be about out, though.
All right. Once again, the kick to be taken by Warren with the left foot. Lights it through midfield, stepping up as Trout heads it across the midfield line, rolling off the far side, rolling, and finally out of bounds. Throw in for the Thunder from their own 30 on the far side. There's the throw in by Brunt up to midfield, getting in the way, headed up in the air by Kirk Wilson. Nodded to the outside again, out of bounds. Another throw in for the Thunder, this time for the Rhinos 40 on the far side. Alberts with the throw in short to Younger. As he's challenged, ball knocked away from behind by Wilson, crossing in front, and Wright gets back on the right foot, knocks it away, and Trout then volleys it out across the midfield line. Back for it, pushed ahead again into Rhino territory. Alberts, pass of the wing, that one's skipping away and out of bounds. Throwing for the Rhinos from their own 35 on the far side. We're in stoppage time. The Rhinos with a very slim 2-1 lead. Samedo for the throw in.
The officials looked at his watch again. There shouldn't be too much time left. Hopefully that was Minnesota's last surge here forward.
Wilson sends it downfield deep to the corner. Out to get it is the keeper. Warren has it. Drawing it forward with the left foot. Sends it out through midfield into Rhino territory. All that heads to the side. Blocked forward by Delgado, getting onto the ball and moving up the right wing side. Delgado on the right wing. Sneaks it through. In behind. Oh, Carrieri just couldn't get to it. However, Jaquette sliding in the ball, knocks it away and out of bounds. Nice idea. Throw in for the Rhinos deep on the right wing corner to be taken by Carrieri. Now he'll leave it there for Delgado to take the throw in. Stoppage time. Rhinos trying to hold on here, have the 2-1 lead to the end line. Carrieri deep in the corner, and the ball is knocked away and out over the end line. And a corner kick for the Rhinos.
There can't be much time left at all. The referee's looked at his watch again and still has yet to blow the whistle. Hopefully Rochester can just get this corner kick in and end it.
There it is. There's the whistle. And the Rhinos get back on the winning side here tonight. So an excellent performance on the part of the Rhinos against the stingiest defense in the league, coming up with 2 goals tonight to take the victory. Tonight from Frontier Field, the final score: Rochester Raging Rhinos 2, the Minnesota Thunder 1, and this is the Raging Rhinos Radio Network. Frontier Field tonight, where the Rhinos have come up with a 2-1 victory over the Minnesota Thunder. And back on the winning side of things now as the Rhinos defeat the Thunder and continue their winning ways against Minnesota. Well, the Rhinos now in 21 games played this season have a 13-7-1 record. And with 3 more points, now we have 40 points to move back to second overall in the league. And just 3 points behind the Montreal Impact. And even now in the number of games with Montreal. So again, Rochester trailing Montreal by 3 points. Minnesota remaining at the moment in third in the Western Conference. As with the loss tonight, now a 10-5-3 record. And with 33 points remaining in third in the conference. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th overall in the league. That's such a big win tonight, Ryan D'Annunzio, for the Rhinos.
Yeah, it was a great win for the team to come back after having 2 unfortunate losses down on the road trip in Virginia. It's good to get back home for the boys and pick up a nice win. A nice 2-1 win. It's actually the second win after giving up the first goal. It shows a lot of character and a lot of heart to come back after giving them an early goal and finishing off with 2 to pick up the 2-1 win against a team who gives up very, very few goals.
All right, we need to come up with a couple of things here. First of all, the Chase Pitkin play of the game tonight. What do you think was the play of the game?
I think the play of the game, obviously, was the game-winning goal. It was a nice combination of 4 players. It was good defensive work by Jari Alnott to get in and win a nice header. He was able to knock the ball down right to his target. So Neto played the ball forward to Noah Delgado, who checked back across the defenders, who played a great first-time ball right into Ryan Trout's stride, who slipped it in past Warren. By far the play of the game.
All right, so that's the Chase Pitkin play of the game. Good choice. Chase Pitkin with a lifetime tool warranty for all tools purchased at Chase Pitkin. Could be a tough choice tonight. There's a lot of possibilities here. The best Rhino of the game tonight.
The best Rhino, definitely a toss-up. I'd actually have to might call it a tie with Chris Carrieri, who played one heck of a game from the time he was in there. He was moving around the whole time, causing a lot of problems for the Minnesota defenders. I think we have to give it a draw with Craig Deming. Craig Deming was great. Marked tightly David Castellanos early in the first half. Held him really, not able to allow him to do anything in the second half. He was able to shut down basically Minnesota's attack all by himself.
I thought Wright played an excellent game. I thought Kirk Wilson played an outstanding game.
Yes, they did as well. Kirk was very again. He was the best of all the midfielders in there for Minnesota. He usually is. Aggravated a few guys, maybe turned the tempo up of the game here when he was in here in the second half.
And Zagar had some excellent saves, especially back in the first half. He did give up the 1 goal, though there was really nothing he could much do about that, but he did have some nice saves also, so played well.
Yeah, he played great. He had a nice parry save early in the first half on a direct shot from about 8 to 10 yards out. Really kept the Rhinos in the game early there when we looked a little bit lost defensively, but we seemed to be able to put it back together and help Theo out here in the rest of the game.
All right, folks, take your pick on the best Volvo best Rhino of the game tonight, which is brought to you by Rochester's exclusive Volvo dealer at 1500 University Avenue. All right, so the Rhinos come up with a win tonight, 2-1 over the Minnesota Thunder, and now they'll head off to Syracuse to try and keep it rolling on Sunday night. Well, this game tonight was huge, and I don't know if it get much bigger than the game coming up on Sunday night, though.
No, Sunday definitely will be a battle. I don't know if Syracuse had a little bit of a brawl down in Charleston. Last time down there was one of the former Rhinos, Scotty Schweitzer. Definitely the intensity we picked up. It's a playoff match, basically, is what it is. Syracuse needs to win games in the playoffs. We need to win games to maintain, stay close to the top of the table and stay in the race with Montreal to finish off first in the league. So it definitely will be a battle down the turf, down I-90.
And there's just something about playing on that turf. It's not that easy to do, is it?
No, it's really not. It's a much faster game. It touches a little bit harder to keep control of the ball. It definitely leads to a more physical game, and I think that's why there's so many conflicts up there when we go out to Syracuse.
All right, Ryan, thank you very much. Good job tonight.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it.
It was fun. Ryan D'Annunzio, Rhino defender, alongside tonight sitting in for Joe Giuliano, who's on vacation. All right, so we'll have the postgame show coming up next. The final tonight from Frontier Field. The Raging Rhinos 2, the Minnesota Thunder 1. And this is the Raging Rhinos Radio Network. Once again from Frontier Field tonight as the Rhinos have defeated the Minnesota Thunder 2-1 is the final score. Let's check now through the scoring of tonight's game. Actually, Minnesota got on the board first, 21st minute, as it was Castellanos for the Thunder scoring his 4th of the season and Friedland assisting. That gave the Thunder a 1-0 lead. Again, this was the first goal on the night. Friedland, the far wing on the left wing side, the far end of the box, across along the 6. Head ball in, he scores! Castellanos with a head ball from 10 yards out, picks the upper right corner. Nothing Zagar could do as the Thunder come out and take a 1-0 lead. Again, that in the 21st minute, Castellanos was 4th and Friedland assisting. So the Thunder scoring first, but the Rhinos came back and answered that with a goal in the 39th minute. It was scored by Chris Carrieri, picking up his 6th goal of the season. Sean Shakiris assisting, and this one to even the match up at 1 apiece. Shakiris in the center circle moving through, off the left wing side, onto the ball at the 20. Carrieri turns the near into the box, left foot roller, on the post, he scores! Carrieri, roller for the back post, he in the 39th minute as Carrieri scores his 6th and Sean Shakiris assisting, and the Rhinos even the match up at 1 apiece, and that's where we ended the half. Into the second half, the game's deciding goal not till the 87th minute as Ryan Trout puts it away, his 2nd goal of the season. Noah Delgado assisting, and this is the game-winning goal. Pass off to Wilson. Sneaks it through. Running onto the ball, Delgado. 20 yards out. Rolls it outside. Moving in. Jump shot. Scores! Ryan Trout puts it to the outside of the right side of the post in the net. And the Rhinos have scored. Rhinos take a 2-1 lead. Again, that was the game-winning goal, the game-deciding goal on the night, coming in the 87th minute as Trout picks up his 2nd goal of the season. Delgado assisting, and the Rhinos with a 2-1 lead and held on the rest of the way for the victory. Other stats on the night: Rhinos did outshoot Minnesota 14-8, and certainly in the second half had the edge, 6 shots to 2 in the second half. So again, it was 14-8 shots in favor of the Rhinos. Corner kicks, Rochester with 5 and Minnesota 2. Offsides, the Rhinos none and Minnesota 4 offsides. Fouls on the night. Minnesota had 16, the Rhinos with 11. In goal for the Rhinos, Theo Zagar giving up 1 goal on the night, picks up the victory. Ed is credited with 3 saves, and with a win, Zagar now has a 10-5-1 record. At the other end, Joe Warren in goal. Allows 2 goals tonight, takes the loss as he is credited with 5 saves. And with a loss, Warren's record on the season now at 10-5-3. The attendance on the night, 10,631. The attendance here tonight, 10,631. So there's your stats on the night. As the Rhinos come up with a victory, now we'll have Minnesota. We'll watch Minnesota go tomorrow night to Syracuse to take on the Salty Dogs, and then the Rhinos will be there on Sunday. Game time on Sunday from PNC Stadium in Syracuse. 6 o'clock Sunday nights, our broadcast along the network beginning at 5:30, and we hope you'll join us then. And of course, next Wednesday, don't forget about the next leg of the U.S. Open Cup, as the Rhinos will be hosting the Charleston Battery. That'll be next Wednesday night here at Frontier Field. Charleston Battery coming to town for U.S. Open Cup play. That's going to do it for us from the perch tonight here at Frontier Field. For Ryan D'Annunzio, I'm Don Stevens. Stick around now as Andrew Battisti and Soccer Sam's will be along to take your phone calls from behind the net, and also a couple of other scores for Andrew to pass along here very shortly in those other games, of which are a great deal of interest to the Rhinos. All right, final score tonight at Frontier Field. The Rhinos 2, the Minnesota Thunder 1. And this is the Raging Rhinos Radio Network.
Andrew Battisti back here at Frontier Soccer Stadium. Free-Time Magazine out of town, scoreboard time. Free-Time Magazine, first with the information you need to know. Pick up your free copy twice a month or go to freetime.com anytime. 2 very important Eastern Conference matchups tonight. First, down in Richmond, the Richmond Kickers hosted the Puerto Rico Islanders. The Islanders led 2-1 with 15 minutes left. However, the Kickers came from behind with 2 late goals to defeat Puerto Rico 3-2, not helping out the Rochester cause in that matchup. The other Eastern Conference matchup tonight in Atlanta as the Silverbacks hosted the A-League champ Charleston Battery. The Silverbacks had a goal in each half and defeat the Battery 2-0. And what that means is that we will have a new A-League champion this year. The Charleston Battery have officially been eliminated from the playoffs, as have the Puerto Rico Islanders with their 2 losses this evening. Other match going on tonight starts about 11 o'clock on Fox Sports World. The Calgary Mustangs in Vancouver to take on the Western Conference leading Vancouver Whitecaps. That's it for the Free-Time Magazine Out of Town scoreboard. We'll be joined hopefully by Soccer Sam very shortly for Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct. Give us a call at 346-3000, 1-866-552-1009. Rhinos win tonight, 2-1 over Minnesota. This is the Rhinos Radio Network. And welcome to Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct, your Rhinos call-in show. The number to call is 346-3000, 1-866-552-1009 if you're out of town. Rhinos get back on the winning track tonight with a 2-1 victory over the Minnesota Thunder. Ryan Trout with the game-winning goal, 3 minutes from time, set up by a beautiful feed from Noah Delgado. Kirk Wilson set the whole play up. A very important win for the Rhinos as they stay within striking distance of Montreal in the Eastern Conference. Joined now by the dapper world's biggest soccer fan. It is neon purple, magenta, blue, white, and red striped shirt. Soccer Sam.
Andrew, baby, I got to talk to the people right now. Here's the deal. I'm in the locker room just now in the hallway. I'm talking to some parents, and I said, I got to get going here because we got to do the post-game show. And, like, somebody said, does anyone listen to that? Does anybody call in? I'm like, it's the highest-rated soccer call show in the world. But I want to hear from the people tonight. I want to hear what you thought. I thought it was a great performance by the Rhinos. We asked you on the last road trip game. We said we need your love. You people showed up big time, 10,000-plus fans. Lightning Thunder they were calling for Lightning Thunder throughout the day. You still showed up. The Rhinos love you. They came through. I thought it was an exciting game, a lot of chances. 1 minute into the game, great shot, great save. I mean, this team's just phenomenal.
Well, we didn't have any lightning, but we had some thunder tonight.
We had the lightning?
We had thunder, though.
Oh, we had the minute. I got changed.
See, interesting game, though, Sam. The Rhinos, I thought, controlled the first half, but I thought Minnesota had the better of the play of the second half. I think their extra man in midfield made a big difference. But Ryan Trout, what a great setup. Noah Delgado and Kirk Wilson, just the three of them with a three-man game there. And Trout with a game-winning goal. His first goal since way back in May when he scored against Puerto Rico.
Trout, he was so confident when he hit that ball. You knew exactly where it was going. Great job by Noah Delgado. Now, you said, I thought in the second half we totally dominated. You didn't see it that way?
No, I thought Minnesota had the better play in the second half.
That's why we got to hear from the people. See, I thought we dominated. I think a couple, little slight mistakes on defense near the end there. And, Theo came in big, and Sean Sakara's first half goal line save there. But I thought we dominated play. I thought we just toyed with them. But I don't know. That's why this is the fan show.
That's why you're completely unbiased, Sam.
Yes.
No, honestly, the first half, I thought we were definitely in control of the first half. Their goal was very much against the run of play by Castellanos. It's interesting that the keeper team frozen on their line with all three goals. They just sort of let the ball. They were wrong-footed, or they didn't expect a shot, or something. But
Castellanos just got right over Demon, and a lot of times, you're a goalkeeper. You're on your line thinking in case it comes over, you got to tip it over. But the guy just got up and over Demon, put it right in the corner.
He's an MLS caliber player. Yeah. He's again another guy who should. Why isn't he in MLS? He was with the Rapids. They let him go. Minnesota with a great pickup, but Carrieri's goal. I could not believe he put it in off that angle. I thought for sure Warren would have that covered, but he somehow got in front of Warren. The ball came off the post and into the net. The first time that Joe Warren has given up 2 goals in regulation this season, and they got a tough game tomorrow in Syracuse, Sam. I wouldn't be betting on the Thunder tomorrow night. I think Syracuse may go up their 6th straight win, and then Syracuse and the Rhinos on Sunday. What a matchup that's going to be.
That is going to be amazing. I'll tell you. Right up the street there, make a day out of it, go up there, check it out, and then support our boys. We need as much support as we can up there in Syracuse. 6 o'clock start. It's like an hour and a half away if you take your time. I mean, a lot of things over there. There's a casino if you want to go early. There's that outlet mall. So, I mean, make a day out of it. Show up at 6 o'clock and support our boys because we need this victory bad. I mean, Montreal's still up the top there. Syracuse on our back. Atlanta won tonight. I mean, Richmond's still in it. I mean, it's scary right now.
A lot of teams. There's 6 teams fighting for 4 playoff spots right now, Sam. Our first caller tonight here on Behind the Net brought to you by Nextel Direct. Rhinos junior correspondent Brian. Brian, you have the first shot at it. Go for it. What are you thinking about the match tonight?
I thought tonight's game was one of the really exciting games. I thought that our Bill Cigar, as Tim likes to call him, Bill No Cigar, I thought he played well. My man in the match, Sammy, I know because they're going to ask me, I had to give it to Lennon. Lennon's being given.
Lennon's your man of the match.
What's that, Sam?
You said Lennon's your man of the match.
Yeah, Lennon is my man of the match. I got a question that I got to ask for my broadcast partner, Justin Valentine. She wants to know how many more games do we have to clinch until a playoff spot is official for us to be in the playoffs?
Well,
probably every game.
Well, yeah, I mean, right now we have 40 points. Syracuse has 30, and Virginia Beach has 27. So I think if we win 4 or 5 of our next 7 games, we should be pretty much in the playoffs.
Get your calculator out.
Okay, because that's just one about it. Also, one more thing, Andrew.
Yep.
When you give out the phone number, you got to give out the fans that had cell phone numbers from Verizon Wireless, like yours, Shirley.
We can't mention them, Brian. It's the Nextel Direct Connect call-in show Behind the Net. They're the ones who are sponsoring it. There's no other cell phone company other than Nextel Direct. Thanks for the call, Brian. Have a good night.
There goes your job again. And
I
the
didn't
sponsor.
say a word.
You lost the sponsor, you lost your job. I'm
I
telling
didn't
you,
say
you're
a
done.
word. Hey, I can't control what the callers say, Dan. 346-3000, 1-866-552-1009. Joe is up next on Behind the Net. How are you, Joe?
I'm all right. Sammy Andrew, what's cooking, guys?
Oh, well, the Rhinos are cooking tonight. First time we scored 2 goals since June 17th. How about that?
I gotta love the victory. We gotta go for 2 in a row against Syracuse on Sunday. But here's my question, fellows. We play Charleston in the next round of the A-Cup. They're struggling, and we go on from there. What does it look like down the road, and can we take this U.S. Open Cup?
Well, if the Rhinos play Charleston on Wednesday, and Charleston, their whole season now rests on Wednesday's game. They're out of the A-League playoffs. They're eliminated tonight. So their whole season is Wednesday night. So if we can get by Charleston, the semifinals are the 24th or the 25th of August, and we do not know who we will play. That is up to U.S. Soccer at this point. The final is September 22nd.
Any word on who would get that semi-game?
Nope, not yet. That would be decided, I believe, after the matches on the 4th.
After the 4th,
Gotcha.
yeah, but the way I look at it, Joe, is that if we play an MLS team or play an A-League team, we're the biggest draw in soccer. So if these teams want to make a little money, this is the place to play. And it wouldn't surprise me if these teams are smart and realize that they can't afford to lose any more money to come here and play in Rochester. So hopefully that'll happen.
I agree with you, Sammy. I'm looking forward to it, guys. Love the show. Be good, man.
Thank you, Joe. Hey, man, we got with us now the dude. He's like a samurai warrior out there. So he got the samurai warrior haircut. When he scores a goal, I thought he was going to start chopping. But Chris Carrieri off the bar into the net, baby, what a goal. That was an amazing angle. I mean, John Gotti would have been proud of you, man. Shoot from anywhere.
Man of the match, Chris Carrieri joins us on Behind the Net. Chris, you were just all over the field tonight. What a great performance.
I may have let the team down based on, sometimes my work rate or my attitude. And, I think this is a change for us. It's the beginning of a new season for us. And, we're taking one game at a time. And fortunately, I was able to contribute, and we got 3 points.
Hey, wait, I got to correct you there, buddy. This is your work rate on that road trip. I was there, man. I'm the only real journalist in all of soccer. Baby, I was there. You were working back and forth. You were working your tail off, your haircut off, your thing. What do you put on your hair? What's that thing called? The little string you put?
Well, it's not a do-rag.
I don't know. It's something my wife gave me.
That thing you were working off. You were working hard on the road trip. Sometimes this isn't meant to be, man. But tonight, I mean, look at Sean Securis, goal line, stopped, ball came to him, knocked it out. It's all destiny, man. But tonight you guys were rocking and rolling, and I'm not kidding you, Chris. That was an amazing angle, and I saw you try that a couple other games where you get these wild angles and you put it right where you want it. That's just amazing stuff. I'm proud of you, dude.
Well, thanks a lot, Sam. And obviously, Sean, gave me a great ball, isolated me one-on-one, and that's my strength to go at people.
Now, did you see when you shot that? Sean was waiting for you to pass it back to him. He's all mad. Then he's like, oh, then you scored. He didn't even come over and celebrate with you. He's like, I could have got the goal, dude.
I didn't see that.
Record, that's not true.
Sean Securis is here as well. We'll talk to Sean in just a moment. Chris, I thought Joe Warren looked like he was just like, he just like he was flat-footed on that goal. He didn't expect you to go far post on that shot.
Yeah, I mean, from my understanding, it is a difficult angle, but if you just put it low and, in the right spot, luckily I saw it inching towards the post, and I said, please hit and go in instead of hit and go out. And I was happy to put the team at 1-1 at that point, and I think from then on, the momentum was all us.
Yeah, the Rhinos really came back strong. I mean, the Minnesota got a goal against the run of play from Castellanos, the guy who played with Colorado, just like you did. And the Rhinos could have gotten down there, but the fans really brought the team back, and you guys really controlled, the first half especially, really controlled play, and it was just a matter of time before you guys scored.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at maybe a disappointing road trip for us, and then you come here and you're down 1-0, it's easy for, anybody to say we could have just, been 6 feet under at that point, but we didn't, and that's the strength and character of this team.
I tell you, Eric Winalda mentioned your name last week, talked about, you leaving Colorado, what a mistake it was. Now he's saying, hey, man, it's a great thing that Chris is gone, but they're still talking about MLS. They didn't forget about what you did. Out here tonight, you just proved, man, you're one of the premier forwards in American soccer right now. Are you just in the A-League? You say, man, does it upset you when you watch an MLS games on a Saturday and a Sunday saying, man, why am I not there? Do you realize that this is the place to be, baby? This is where everybody in MLS wants to play here. I don't know if you know that.
Well, I mean, that's not really my concern right now. Wherever I land, I land. As long as it's suitable for my, wife and child, suitable financially, and I'm in a great community like I am here, I'm happy, you know. Obviously, it's been a little tough this year with, you know, a couple down spots, you know, including the road trip and those things, but that's the game. It's being a professional soccer player. To be back in the MLS, fair enough. If I get an opportunity, I have to weigh my options, but yeah, it does bug me, you know. I feel like I have the confidence to, you know, play on any team in the U.S., and hopefully I get another chance. And, you know, Bruce has taken one look at me, and still young. You know, maybe it's a miracle long shot that maybe I can, you know, someday get a chance as well.
You'll get the chance, baby. Keep on wearing that cool hat. You get the chance. I'm telling you, it's all about the look.
I wear it every night.
Chris, congratulations on a great victory tonight. And Sunday in Syracuse, again, on that plastic stuff, which nobody likes, I don't think. But the Rhinos in Syracuse, what a big match that's going to be. They've won 5 in a row. They play Minnesota tomorrow, and should be an interesting game for them as well.
Yeah, it should. You know, obviously that's not my favorite service to play on. We'll go in with a certain strategy and a certain game plan to try to get 3 points. If anything, we want 1 point. We just don't want to lose at this point, you know.
Absolutely.
We can't afford any losses. We want to be first on top. We want to be in the Open Cup. We want to win an A-League championship, and all that's right in front of us.
All right, Chris. Well, hey, man, we'll see you Sunday in Syracuse and see you Wednesday here in Rochester.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Hey, I like the celebration, by the way. Little kid, you kissed the son's name on the arm there, right? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, he had you kissed your forearm there.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a thing when I got it. I told my wife, you know, because usually I kiss my ring, you know, from my wife. I got this, and
it's a good thing you got it there, man. If you get that thing in your back, it'd be pretty tough.
No, but every minute on the field is for my son, and that's what's making me survive at this point. So everything is on the line for him.
All right, Chris. Thank you, man.
Thanks, Chris. Chris Carrieri, man of the match tonight for the Rhinos. Rhinos win 2-1 over the Minnesota Thunder. Sam, we got to take a break, pay some bills, let everybody know what station to listen to. When we come back, we have a lot more Rhino players to talk to. Ryan Trout, Noah Delgado, Sean Securis, and Lindsey Andrasic will join us as well here on Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct here on the Rhinos Radio Network. Welcome back to Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct. Andrew Battisti and Soccer Sam. Rhinos win 2-1 over the Minnesota Thunder. And Sam, we're joined by the scorer of the game-winning goal tonight. His first goal since way back in May. Seems like ages ago, but Ryan Trout joins us on Behind the Net. And Ryan, congratulations on a big win. And man, you came through in the clutch for us tonight, and it's got to feel really good.
It feels great to get a victory at home. We've been on the road for a while, so just to get out here and see the fans again was a great feeling again.
I tell you, those fans love you, Ryan. But I gotta ask you a question though. Was that like a special goal for you? Because I saw you run to try to get the ball. Like you're gonna take the ball home with you. What were you doing?
No,
what was that all about?
The guy that threw me into the boards about 5 minutes before that, I wanted to go give him the ball. Okay, thank you. And kiss it and hand it to him. But
this isn't hockey, you know?
No.
Ryan, you've been playing really hard tonight and during the road trip. And tell us your thoughts about the road trip and then coming back here and seeing over 10,000 fans here at Frontier tonight.
Well, road trip was tough. You know, we went out and we played really well. But when you're playing back-to-back games 2 times in a week, it just really drains on you physically and mentally. And when you're spending 20 hours on a bus. So I think we made the best of it. It tested us. We made it through in the Open Cup, which was very big. We're still at the top of our division or close to it. So we're right on track. And we showed that we can come back from being down a goal, which is very important coming into the playoffs. And, it's important that we don't peak too early, peak too late. So we're staying on track. It's just one game at a time.
Right, it's important, though. When you score a goal, you got to work on your celebration, though. I don't know.
He's told me to get thrown at the boards. I want to go give that guy the ball.
But really, the fans, you watch European soccer, it's all about the celebration, dude. Let's work on something together.
All right.
Something different.
Sam's going to be your celebration manager, right?
I used to be a nutritionist. Now I'm going to be a choreographer. I'll help you, all right, buddy?
We'll work on it.
It's all about shooting, though, Ryan. I mean, tonight you shot, it goes in. Chris's shot, kind of an impossible angle, goes in. So now I think it's just we were kind of lacking the shooting the last couple games on the road trip. Guys just weren't shooting. Now you guys shooting again. It's all going to happen.
It's probably my 8th shot of the season. We kind of changed up the formation a little bit tonight. Did a little bit more of a high pressure, almost 3-4 at the time. So it really gave us an opportunity to get a lot more opportunities, which you saw in the first half. We could have been up 4-0, 4-1. So
Now, Noah Delgado, I mean, he guy dribbles a lot. You know what I mean? So like
too much, to be quite honest.
Now, were you expecting a pass, or you figured he's just going to dribble right to goal?
You know, he just put his head down and started going. No, I'm kidding. He's right here. No, I knew kind of what he's doing. We're used to playing with each other by this point in the season. So, he drew the two defenders towards him, and I was just making sure that I was staying on side. Made a far post run, and at that point, keeper was kind of looking for a shot from him. Played a perfect ball over to me, Nacho, and I was able to slide it by.
All right. Ryan, we have a caller on the line I'd like to talk to you. Iggy is up on Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct. Iggy, you're on with Ryan Trout. Go ahead.
Hey, Ryan, nice goal.
Oh, thank you very much.
I would have liked to have seen you start or, in the game sooner, but, you got to take what you get.
Yeah, I mean, I started like 4 or 5 on the road, and with such a deep team, it's not really about who starts. You can make a contribution, whether you're coming off the bench or, just sitting on the sidelines and, cheering the players on. So, it's unfortunate, but, it ended up working out for the best.
Yeah, I think you're handling it well. I've been a season ticket holder since the team began, and I think what I'm seeing, like I said earlier in last month when I called in, is I think the young guys are doing really well, and I think some of the veterans are not as good as they used to be blunt, and I think that's what we're seeing now is the team is in a transition phase, and even the goals today, Chris Carrieri, first year on the team, you first year on the team, the assists, Noah Delgado first year, and Sakaris, he came on late last year, but this is pretty much his first year with the team. But, I think the team's got a lot of good players. Is Aguilera hurt? Is that why he wasn't in today?
No, he's not hurt. It's, he played a lot on the road, too. And it's, we're trying to find that chemistry, I think, right now, to get in the playoffs and, playing different players at different times, trying to figure out what's the best winning combination. And at the same time, we have a game on Sunday against Syracuse. So it's also about resting and using strategy to make sure we have the right people rested, in the right positions, for each game. Because, like I said, we have 5 games the next week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's a super talented player, too. And, that's what I was saying before. Having such a deep squad gives us the opportunity to play, different players, different games and not lose a step.
Yeah, I like Neto, too. I think he's very good.
Definitely. I mean, we have enough to play, 2 A-League teams out here.
What's the story with Ian Fuller? Is he going to be ready soon? Or?
Yeah, Ian should be ready. He had a...
be ready tonight.
Yeah, he actually has been practicing all week and staying in shape while we were on the road, and he actually might have dressed tonight.
I think, looking back now, I think we were a lot stronger with Ian on the field. He seems to stabilize the, defense and the midfield, like a go-between. I'm looking forward to him coming back.
Yeah, he definitely does help out the team. At the same point, we also do have a lot of games on the road, where you can see a lot of other players, half games here, half the games away. So, I mean, you get to see a lot of, different things as we're on the road. Like I said, Pato's been, a major contributor, even though you haven't seen him a lot right here.
All right, Iggy, thanks for your call, man.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, Iggy. No, Ryan, you didn't get what I said, though. I mean, I said Ian is ready tonight, meaning he's over there signing out against, like, dressed to kill, man, ready to go out. That's what I meant, ready tonight.
No, he actually...
I didn't mean ready to play.
He is pretty much ready to play.
Oh, really?
I didn't know
that.
If I'm correct, he got cleared to play today, so by the doctors, and I think that, he's getting ready, but like you said,
we could see him on Sunday in Syracuse or back here on Wednesday against your old team, the Charleston Battery, in the U.S. Open Cup. And, Ryan, I got to ask you, the Battery are officially now out of the playoffs. This match is their whole season, and you played for them. What do you? They got to be coming in here with a fire in their eyes. They know this is their chance to salvage their season.
Yeah, it's just going to be unfortunate when we stick it to them again. It's going to be officially the end of the Battery season, but that it's unlucky. They have a talented group of guys.
And we'll be playing them 3 times in the next 10 days or so.
Yeah. Ever since you left, they fell apart. You realize that?
And Mr. Wilson too.
Yeah.
So don't forget Johnny. No, they're a new team this year. I think 8 starters have left, so they're in the rebuilding phase. But they're still talented. They're still going to be a threat on Wednesday. And if you look at them on paper, not their record, they should be at the top of the league also. So, They should be. They know that this is all they have left is the Open Cup.
All right. Well, listen, we're gonna go to Noah now. Just work on that celebration for us, all right, man?
Yep, no problem.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. Ryan Trout, game-winning goal scorer tonight for the Rhinos. Rhinos defeat Minnesota 2-1. Number to call is 346-3000, 1-866-552-1009 if you're out of town. Coming up next here on Behind the Net is the person who set up the game-winning goal for the Rhinos tonight. Former Syracuse Salty Dog, number 13, Noah Delgado. Ryan Delgado. I got Ryan Trout on the brain, I'd say. I don't know. But Noah Delgado joins us now on Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct. And I think, is this the first time we've had Noah on? I think it is.
Is it?
I think it is. Well, Noah, welcome to Behind the Net, and thanks for joining us, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
No problem. You get a check. We'll send you the check.
Check's in the mail.
Yeah, it'll be in the mail. But hey, Noah, great pass tonight. Great dribbling ability. I mean, your dribbling abilities are amazing. I mean, what you did tonight, you came in, you just kind of changed, just you control the game. I mean, you control the ball. I think on the road, one of our weaknesses was we were kind of like giving up the ball a lot, and it was making our forwards run back a lot and making our defense work hard. Where tonight, I thought the whole midfield controlled the game.
Yeah, I agree. On the road, you kind of got to take a different look at the game. It's not like you want to go out and just kind of throw yourself at the other team right away. On the road, you kind of want to conserve, get a goal, play smart, play a little more smart. When you're at home, we want to entertain our fans that come out, give them a good show, and play some exciting soccer. But on the road, we just really want a result.
I know that the Thunder play 5 in the midfield. I thought that during the second half, they seem to have more control in the midfield with the extra man. Was there anything in particular that you guys did in the first half that you guys were really controlling the first half? I thought more in the second. What were you doing in the first half differently in the second? Do you have any idea?
We were giving them some time and space, I think, in the second, that we kind of just, with the changes, I don't think we gelled right away, and they had some time and space to possess the ball, but in particular, they really didn't have that many great chances, even though they had the ball a lot. A lot of balls were going through to Theo, and Theo got work just picking up balls and coming out. He really, we gave them time, but they didn't really exploit us at all. We just kind of kept our ground.
All right, well, Sunday, Syracuse, baby. You played there. You know the turf. You know the style.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you play different on that kind of stuff? I mean, what do you do anything different? Obviously, we're different cleats or different shoes, but
right. Besides the cleats and stuff, it's Syracuse. The attitude they have is they battle. Their coach, installs in them to work hard, and everyone fights for every ball. And on the turf, the ball is just going to be in the air, bouncing a lot. None of the ball is on the ground that much. So it's just going to take a group effort again, similar to tonight, where everyone's battling, fighting for balls, and we'll try to nick a goal and defend well.
They have a lot of new players. Syracuse has some injuries. They picked up a couple new guys. Attila Vende has scored a couple big goals for them. Played for Atlanta, so a little different team than the Rhino fans saw the first time around back in May.
Right. Yeah. Michelle Millwood, which is one of their key strikers. I think he's out right now. He had some knee problems, so that was, when we played them earlier, that was their number one threat. I feel he's so dangerous, so big and fast. But now, maybe they have little guys that are going to work hard and hustle and get balls and just get the dirty work done.
Plus Schweitzer and Rivas playing in the center in the defense now. Scotty Schweitzer's a tough guy back there.
Right. Yeah. I just had the opportunity to play against him last year, and I know he's a quality player. I played with Rivas last year, and I really respect Rivas. Good player, funny guy. He'll get forward too and get some set pieces if he needs to, but he'll battle. It'll be a good game.
Sunday's gonna be great. Hope all the Rhino fans come and support you guys. Now, you haven't been on the show. I mean, you're from LA. I mean, this is like the best summer we've ever had. I mean, what do you think of Rochester?
Wow. I thought it was winter. I don't know. I just thought I had a year-round winter. It rained today, yeah. And it's only, July? Summer's on its way, I guess. I don't know. But just trying to get used to it. Syracuse was similar last year, so it wasn't too much to change. But hoping for some nice days out here. We'll see.
I hope so. We need some nice days. It's been a while. Hopefully Wednesday night it'll be a beautiful sunny day, and Rhinos in Charleston, the U.S. Open Cup, and this is your first time in the Open Cup, is that correct?
Right, yeah.
What do you think about the Open Cup as compared to the A-League schedule?
Well, it's about the schedule of the Open Cup?
Yeah. Well, how's it different playing in the Open Cup versus the A-League?
Well, New England game it seemed like it was an exciting game. The crowd was close. It was a small kind of, atmosphere where the fans were close, and I think we were excited to play an MLS team. I came on a half, and I felt strong, and they gave us a little space. I don't know if it was a lack of respect or, the MLS is a little more space in the midfield to play.
but it felt good. Just exciting to go and prove yourself, and a tournament compared to England's FA Cup, something that we can do right now. We can take advantage of it and put our name out there.
That's right. All right, Noel. Hey, man, I can't wait. I can't wait to see you Sunday, but Wednesday night's a big one. U.S. Open Cup, my man. MLS scouts are looking. Mm-hmm. Man, you're better than most of those guys, baby. Do your thing. Keep the dribbling happening. Give Trout a couple more nice balls, and just do me a favor, though. If he scores a goal, get him to do some kind of celebration, though.
He was talking about doing like a floundering fish, like a trout. I don't know what he was saying.
That's
but...
enough. All right, Noah.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Noah. Noah Delgado assisting on the game-winning goal tonight by Ryan Trout as the Rhinos win 2-1 over the Minnesota Thunder. Sam, let's throw that trivia question out there. We got a lot of tickets to give away for the Open Cup match on Wednesday.
Yeah, I got myself. I have 4 4-packs I could give away that I was going to give to someone, but I'll give them to you.
I'm ready.
Okay, what do you got? Make it a real trivia though. All right, make it something really, really hard.
No, we got to give these away. We have people to call in.
All right, what do you got?
346-3000, 1-866-552-1009. Sam, there have been 12 teams that have played at MLS. 12 teams. The Rhinos have played 8 of them in the Open Cup. Name one of the teams the Rhinos have never played from MLS in the Open Cup.
So you just name one. Just the one name.
Just one name.
And you're going to give away a bunch of tickets.
That's right. There's 4 teams that the Rhinos have never played from MLS in the U.S. Open Cup. Either they exist now or they may not exist anymore.
All right, man. I like that.
346-3000, 1-866-552-1009. It's now putting on the headset is one of our favorite guests here on Behind the Team. He's on almost every week, and the fans love him. And great match tonight from Sean Sekiris. And Sean, to tell you, you were just all over the pitch tonight, just control and play, just that magical left foot of yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I hear these guys talking back here, and they were saying it was ugly. I'm just excited that we won. We definitely came at a good time, and it was nice to be back at home. So
don't listen to grounds crew, man. They don't know anything.
I'm talking about these clowns right here.
I thought it was a pretty game. I thought you really controlled it. How you feeling though? I mean, you had a little injury. Tell us about your injury, and are you healthy now?
I feel good. To get 90 minutes fit, to get game fit again is always always going to be tough when you're coming back from an injury. But I felt good tonight. And like I said, I'm excited. I'm excited we won. I think we're going to start rolling again.
The first goal the Rhinos scored, just a huge goal because Minnesota scored first, and I was stunned that Minnesota scored first tonight. They've only scored 1 goal on the road this year so far, but your ball to Carrieri was just absolutely spot on, just perfect ball to him. But Doug Miller actually set up you getting the ball in midfield.
Yeah, it started out wide right, and Doug played me a good ball, and I luckily got in front of my defender, and I was facing them, and Chris made a good run, and he's not going to miss from there. It was a tough shot, tough angle, but he did well to put it in, so it was nice.
Pat Eckerly's quoted in the paper saying today that the guys just haven't had a chance to have the same guys on the pitch game after game because of injuries and stuff. Do you see the team getting back into the healthy mode all around?
Yeah, it's definitely tough. When you have new guys coming in and out. I know we miss Ian Fuller a lot, but he's hopefully going to be coming back soon. But yeah, for the most part, the guys are healthy, and we just want to put this last week we had behind us. And it was a good start to get another win at home.
It's like the start of a new season. I mean,
it's exciting. The locker room after the game was great, and I know some of the people were down, or at times we weren't the happiest team last week, and when you take a few losses like that, it shows our character to come back and do what we did tonight. So,
Sean, we have a caller for you here behind the net, brought to you by Nextel Direct. Tim's on the line. Tim, you're on with Sean. Jim, you're on with Sean Sekiris. Go ahead, you're on the air.
Hi, Jimmy. Not around.
Hello, Jimmy, on the air with Sean Sekiris.
Oh, hi guys, how we doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good. I thought you were asking for Jim. I'm Tim.
Oh, Tim, sorry.
Hey, I want to take a guess at that trivia.
Okay, you can win 4 tickets to the Rhinos and the Battery in the Open Cup quarterfinal on Wednesday. Name one team from MLS the Rhinos have not played in the U.S. Open Cup.
How about San Jose Earthquakes?
That's one of them. Congratulations. So
all right.
After you talk to Sean here, hang on the line, the engineer Bob will get your information. Go ahead and talk to Sean Sekiris.
Sean, nice game. Nice game. You guys played hard, played well.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming out.
Beautiful ball over to Carrieri. That was probably the best one of the night, I thought.
Thank you very much.
Well played. You pushed it down hard, right to him. Looked good.
Yeah, it was good to get a win. Like I said earlier, Minnesota's a good team, and we knew that coming in, but it's definitely nice to be home in front of you guys again, and yeah, it was nice to get a win.
Well, you guys did a great job.
Thank you.
All right, Tim, hang on the line. We'll get all your information, Timmy, all right?
Hey, I got one question.
Yes.
What did you guys hear anything about, I guess, Salty Dogs or Scotty Schweitzer started a little trouble up in Syracuse? Did you hear about that?
Well, he was in a fight in Charleston. I guess some fans and Scotty's brother, and I don't have all the details. The league, I don't think, has made a decision yet on what they're going to do. So Scotty will be playing Sunday. So that's a big trip. It's right up the street, Timmy. Get your family and friends.
He'll be eligible to play. He's up to Coach Callaway if he wants to play him. I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
What was it that caused it? Was he like taunting the crowd or the bench or something? I heard.
Something after the match. Syracuse won the match, and there was an incident after the match that
It was away from the cameras that watched the field. It was in like the tunnel. I know the stadium pretty well, so that you kind of like walk, underneath the grandstand to get to the locker rooms, and it happened in that area. But we don't have the details exactly what the league is going to do yet.
Cool.
All right, man. But Scotty's my boy, though. But hey. Wednesday's a different game, man. We got to take it to him. We need you there, though, Wednesday. All right, Timmy?
You got it.
Hey,
we'll be there.
Hang on the line. Engineer Bob will get your information. Now, Sean, Sunday, 2 days away, back in Syracuse, and again, you played there as well, just like Noah and Carlos Tomato did, and it's obviously playing on the plastic is going to be an adventure, but you're used to it from last year, though.
Yeah, I enjoy playing on that stuff. It's not as bad as people say it is. It's definitely tough on the body. You feel like you played 2-3 games after 90 minutes on that thing. But, going back to Syracuse, I'm excited. I'm, excited to see some of those guys, but I understand that we need that win more than anything. So whether it's Syracuse or Charleston or whoever it may be, we're going to try to get another win.
For once, the Rhinos are going to have a fatigue advantage. The Syracuse playing tomorrow night against Minnesota, then set back-to-back. We have a day of rest. So finally we get an extra day of rest instead of our opponents having all the advantage. That
switch it up for a change.
Thank goodness.
Now, what you said about the turf there in Syracuse, I mean, being able to control the ball the way you do, do you like playing on that compared to the infield here?
I mean, I think that's why I enjoyed playing there last year, and the players that we had on the team last year, where they enjoyed having the ball at their feet. I think that's a definite advantage. I know the guys that we have on this year on the Rhinos, I think we'll be all right.
We have another call for Sean Sekiris here on Behind That. Steve is up. Steve, you're on with Sean Sekiris. Good evening.
Hi, Sean.
How are you, Steve?
You're out there signing autographs for... All right.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Steve.
Go ahead. Steve, repeat. What did you say, Sean, please?
You're out there signing autographs forever tonight. How's your hand?
How's my hand? Well, I know a few of the guys were excited, and they had to do some other interviews, and they ducked out early. But, just for the kids to come out and for us to get another 10,000 out here, I wanted to say thank you. And if it means me staying out another half an hour, that's fine with me.
Yep. Good playing today. Good game for the Rhinos. Good win.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
How about a guess at trivia?
How about LA Galaxy?
LA Galaxy, that's another one. Congratulations, Steve. You will also win 4 tickets to see the Rhinos in the Charleston Battery in the Open Cup quarterfinals on Wednesday night.
Great, thanks.
So hang on the line, and Engineer Bob will get your information.
Okay.
Thank you, Stevie.
Now, Sean, the Open Cup comes up Wednesday. Do or die for both teams. And I would imagine an MLS team would be in the semifinals against the Rhinos if we won, but that's not definite yet. But what are your thoughts on Wednesday's game against the Charleston Battery?
To be honest with you, I haven't really put too much into it. I know Pat and the guys are thinking about Sunday first. Of course, that's in our minds. But we know we want to take one game at a time. I think that was our problem maybe the last week or so. We were kind of looking ahead a little too much. Hopefully we get a win Sunday. And then, anytime a team comes here at home, it's going to be, I think, to our advantage. And it's going to be tough for them to beat us. So I'm looking forward to it. I know it's definitely a team we can beat. I think we can beat anybody who's still in the tournament. And so I'm excited.
The Battery have never beaten the Rhinos here at Frontier in all the years that they've been in the league together. So the Batteries definitely have their work cut out for them. Well, Sean, thank you again for joining us here on Behind That. As always, do you have one more thing you'd like to say?
Of course, like always, I want to say hello to my family. I know my mom and stepdad are away and not listening, but I know my brothers are. Mikey, Tyke, I love you guys. Sharon, having a little baby soon. Little baby Sophia, hopefully, if I can name her. So I love you guys. I miss you, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks a lot, John. We'll see you Sunday.
Thanks for having me.
My boy Ty Key, too. He's coming home soon. He's coming here soon, right, Ty Key? Ty Key's coming?
Yeah, they're both coming for next weekend's game.
All right, baby. We'll get them on. We'll get the whole family on.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Sean. Right. Sean Sekeres from the Rhinos assisting on the first goal tonight, scored by Chris Carrieri. So, Sam, we're going to take a break here in just a moment. We have 2 more possible trivia answers. The Rhinos have not played 2 other teams from MLS in the Open Cup besides the LA Galaxy and the San Jose Earthquakes. So we've actually never played either one of those teams. We might play San Jose, though, in the final. Wouldn't that be something?
That'd be great to have San Jose come. But here's the deal, Andrew. We got a half hour left in the show after this break. We got about a half hour left. I want to get as many callers as possible. If you give away those 2 other trivias, I'm going to throw in 2 more, and we're going to do something else, all right?
Okay, sounds good. Let's take a break here on Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct. Lindsay Andresic will join us for her thoughts on tonight's game. Coming up next here on the Rhinos Radio Network. Andrew Battisti, Soccer Sam back here at Frontier with the Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct. Communicate instantly with the walkie-talkie feature for up to hundreds of miles. No more voicemail and no more phone tag. Just instant contact with family, friends, and coworkers. Every Nextel phone comes with a built-in walkie-talkie feature, and it even works from coast to coast. Call 350-2000 for more details. Rhinos win 2-1 tonight over the Minnesota Thunder, moving to 13-7-1 on the A-League season.
Wow.
3 points behind Montreal in the battle for the Eastern Conference title. Joined now on Behind the Net by Rhinos correspondent Lindsay Andresic, also from the Soccer Sam television show. And Lindsay, tell us about the interviews you did tonight.
Oh, we interviewed a lot of good people, Ryan Trout and Chris Carrieri coming up with important goals tonight, and interviewed, Chris Economies, who is very happy that the Rhinos won tonight after, coming off a long road trip, to say the least. But, they're very happy. They're, needed this win tonight, and they're ready to rock and roll next week. We got the Open Cup coming up, and 2 important games, actually 3, 4. We got Syracuse on Sunday, Charleston on Wednesday, Syracuse Friday, and Charleston on Sunday. It's a crazy soccer week coming up for everybody. But, great performance by all. Much needed win, like I just said, after coming off that road trip.
What'd you think of tonight's game? Strong points?
Tonight's game, we've had a lot of talk, obviously, these past couple times with the forwards and the midfield. What's going on there? Are there, the right people in? What's missing there? Tonight, something was happening. We dominated both the first and second half, which was, known to everybody who was watching the game. We put pressure on, and, people coming off the bench big tonight. Noah Delgado coming off the bench, Ryan Trout coming off the bench. Noah's got the awesome assist, Ryan Trout with a game-winning goal. It's just phenomenal. We have that depth on the bench, which everyone keeps on talking about, and that's really going to help us, with the Open Cup coming up and the playoffs.
Lindsay makes a very good point, Sam. Tomorrow night, Minnesota plays Syracuse, and you wonder if Coach Buzz Lagos, held back some players tonight because of the match tomorrow in Syracuse.
No.
Melvin Tarley and Marco Ferruzzi not starting. I mean, that's
he
very...
was afraid. Marco Ferruzzi was afraid to play against us. These players...
How much you liked him?
I love Marco Ferruzzi, but let's face it, Buzz Lagos in front of 10,000 fans against the Rhinos, to them, this is like the World Series. This is like WrestleMania. This is like the Super Bowl. This is the biggest event for them. Once a year coming here, no way did he hold back. He had his best team out there. They tried their hardest. Nobody can beat the Rhinos right now.
Being shut down from the Rhinos. And what awesome time, I don't know if you guys talked about it earlier or not, but Lennon Steenkamp playing in his 200th regular season game as a Rhino, the only Rhino player in history to have done that. Congratulations goes out to him. What an awesome honor for him tonight.
Jeff DeVeronica upstairs in the booth may mention that Lennon has the longest-serving A-League player with the same team going all the way back to 1996.
Really?
Yes, he is. And the only player in the USL that's longer serving is Rob Ukrop from the Richmond Kickers. He's been with them since '94. But
well, no, that's not true. I mean, Montreal. DeSantis was there before we were even in the league.
But he hasn't. He's not in the league currently, though. He's coaching.
Still playing.
Still playing.
I got you. Okay.
Still playing.
Yeah, but Biello too. Biello was on their championship team when they were in the USISL.
But he played for the Rhinos.
When he left the year, they folded. Okay, you're right.
Jeff is
I'm not going to question your knowledge.
Well, tell Jeff. He's the one who
the best thing about Lindsay being on the show is, notice ever since Lindsay's on the show, we got all these players coming around all the time, so it makes our job so easy.
Let's go to the next caller here on Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct. It's Sarah. Sarah, you're up. Go ahead.
I want to guess the trivia question.
Trivia question. Name another team from MLS the Rhinos have never played in the Open Cup.
Miami Fusion.
Miami Fusion, the late Miami Confusion.
Oh, the Miami Fusion. That was my favorite MLS team, Sarah. You had to bring that up. You had to ruin my night again. I loved going to Florida on vacation and going to see the Fusion
and
play.
And especially Miami, hot, hot, hot. South Beach.
Sarah, last time I went to Florida was probably like 2 months ago. I went to where the Fusion played at Lockhart Stadium, and I just kind of like sat in my usual seat and I just cried like a baby.
Did you have a lot of Kleenexes?
Yes.
Okay.
Sarah, congratulations. You win 4 tickets to see the Rhinos of the Charleston Battery coming up Wednesday night in the U.S. Open Cup quarterfinals. So hang on the line. Engineer Bob will get your information. Do you have anything to say about tonight's match?
I thought he played a good game.
Yeah, we did play a very good game tonight. The team really came together tonight after that road trip, played in front of over 10,000 fans.
10,631 to be exact, Andrew.
And you know what? You can't say anything, more about the Rhino fans. They came out to support their team. The team had a rough stretch there, and they just came out and said to the boys, "Hey, we're still your fans," and they helped the team.
They missed them just as much as we all did. The phones were off the hook in the office. Couldn't wait to get out there and support them tonight. Trying to support them because they know they didn't have the best road trip ever, and to see everybody out here excited. I mean, there's lines going into the gates tonight, Andrew. Lines to get into the stadium.
All right. Well, Sarah, don't go away. Engineer Bob will get all your information, okay?
Okay.
Bye-bye, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah.
Bye.
Number to call is 346-3000, 1-866-552-1009. There's one team left from MLS. This is a tough one.
All right, so let's go with the 3 so far that you mentioned. The Miami Fusion. Sarah had to bring them up. Greatest team of all time in MLS. Carlos Valderrama, Henry Gutierrez. It was just
Eric
exciting. Yeah, it was just amazing. I mean, Waldo, my boy. But
and they played at Lockhart Stadium where the Fort Lauderdale Strikers played. They had such a great rivalry with the Lancers way back when.
Yeah, keep on.
Charlie Schiano actually was talking about up in the woods. Of course, host of Soccer's Kicking the Grass. By the way, it'll be on 4:30 on Sunday on WYSL before the Rhino game. He was talking to Coach Buzz Lagos on the show. Buzz Lagos is actually a scout for the Minnesota Kicks back in the old NASL days.
Back in the old days, so that's cool. So then San Jose was the other team.
San Jose was one with Pat Onstadt.
And who else? Who was the third team?
LA Galaxy, Minnesota knocked out of it.
So we've never played those 3 teams in Open Cup.
Actually, I don't think we ever played them at all.
So now there's one more team.
One more team. The Rhinos have never played in the Open Cup from MLS. 4
tickets out there, and if somebody wins that soon, which we got about 20 minutes left in the show, I might throw in 2 bonus trivia.
Ooh, call in and get it.
346-3000, 1-866-552-1009. Our next caller is Bob on Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct. Good evening, Bob.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
And ladies.
And ladies. Hello. And Lindsay?
Yes.
Hey, Lindsay.
Hi.
How you doing, Bob?
Good, thanks. I missed the game tonight, but I caught the post-game show there, so felt like a good game I missed.
It was a very well-played game. Both teams really gave their all tonight, and they left it all on the field, and the Rhinos are able to come through with Ryan Trout's goal with 3 minutes left.
Nice. I'll take a guess at trivia.
Guess the trivia. This is it.
Please get it right. There's a lot at stake.
Okay, what is the only other MLS team that the Rhinos have never played in the Open Cup?
Kansas City?
No, that is incorrect. Remember the game at Webster Soccer Complex?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that was nice.
So close.
Anything else, baby? What do you think of this post-game show? What do you think of Lindsay, the addition here?
Excellent.
She's either going to replace either me or Andrew. They haven't decided yet in corporate.
They're joking.
Rhino's corporate office.
I'm just an addition, not replacing.
You guys are a great show here.
All right, Bob. Thank you.
I'll be there Wednesday anyway, so.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, take it easy, guys.
All right.
346-3000, 1-866-552-1009.
Hey, we got Philly Steak here, Philly Steak Gallagher and Lindsay. These 2 guys, I work with these 2 people every day in the group ticket office. I mean, tonight, all week long, these guys are, working it hard. Lindsay went to some soccer camps and sold tickets there, and that's the difference where I had a talk with someone from the A-League last week, and I said, the difference between the Rhinos and other teams in the A-League, we got 5 people back there in our group department just selling every day, all day long on the phones, and that's all you got to do. And Linz, I mean, you get rejection, obviously.
You
get rejection there, I get rejection other places.
Yeah, you got to put in the extra time, but there's so much soccer in the Rochester area, as you can see from our attendance, game in and game out. You take the time to go out to the tournaments, to go to the camps, and there's kids out there that are playing soccer, for years and years and years, but haven't had the chance to come out to a Rhinos game. You come out there, you talk to them, get them excited, and, the parents want to bring them out, and that's what it's all about.
There's not, I mean, you can have all the cones in the world. You could drive around cones. You come to a real soccer game, and you see Chris Carrieri score that goal from the impossible angle, and he does a little celebration, kisses his arm, and Trout with his, goes to get the ball. Nothing's going to motivate a kid more than going to a game, and that's what these guys are all about. So I just want to congratulate you guys. It's a great working team. Thank you.
The other thing, Sam, no matter what position you play, there's Rhinos out there who you can emulate. Craig Demon in the back was a rock. Theo Ziegler, all the goalies out there. We got two great keepers, Theo and Soren Johnson. We got tremendous players, and the best way for the kids to learn is to watch the guys who do it for a living.
Exactly. Andrew. And if you can't play, like me, I can't even tie my shoes anymore, you could want to become maybe a broadcaster.
Or if you're a girl, you can be a cheerleader or a dance member.
Rhinestone.
The Rhinestone dance camp. Oh, I can't wait. Monday morning, I'm calling. I'm going to go to that. Did you see them dance at halftime? Those girls, they got more shakes than Abbott's. I mean, it's just amazing.
They pay for that spot.
Sorry.
Michelle's up next.
He's getting out of control, Soccer Sam here.
Michelle's up next on Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct. Good evening.
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
This is Sage and Michelle's son, and I think it is Chicago Fire.
Chicago Fire is your guess?
Yeah.
Nope, that's incorrect. We beat Chicago in 1999. Yari Elma scored the only goal in that one.
But thank you so much for calling.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. 346-3000, 1-866-552-1009. Let's take a quick break here on Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct.
Very quick.
Very quick break. We come back. We're going to take your calls. Trivia questions still out there. One other team besides L.A., San Jose, and Miami. The Rhinos have never played in the Open Cup from Major League Soccer. Give us a call. You can win 4 tickets to the Rhinos, the Battery, coming up Wednesday night in the Open Cup.
Game.
This is the Rhinos Radio Network. Back here on Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct, Andrew Battisti, Soccer Sam, Lindsay Andrazik, and you at 346-3000, 1-866-552-1009. Trivia questions out there. Who is the only other MLS team besides L.A., San Jose, and Miami that the Rhinos have not played in the U.S. Open Cup? You can win 4 tickets for the Rhinos and the Charleston Battery this Wednesday in the Open Cup. And Sam and Lindsay, a historic day for Rochester sports on Wednesday.
Very historic day.
Why? Why is that?
Well, Wednesday morning at 11:05, the Rochester Red Wings will be in action against the Ottawa Sausage
Good old
Wings.
baseball.
The Ottawa Sausage Wings,
so the
not
Red
the
Wings
Toronto Sausage Wings.
Red Wings play in the morning, we play at night, but we're starting 8 o'clock Wednesday night.
Special time of 8 o'clock.
Which I love.
Due to having the baseball game.
You know why, Lindsay? You know why I love the 8 o'clock start?
Why
Because
do you love it?
if you go throughout the city, kids are playing soccer. The games usually start at 6:30.
That's
so
right.
by 7:30, quarter to 8, they're
ready
done.
to rock and roll, drive down,
boom,
to
come on down.
Frontier Soccer Stadium and come out and support the Rhinos. Huge game, Open Cup, quarterfinal round. Come support them playing the Charleston Battery.
And we have not played in the Open Cup quarterfinal since we won it in 1999.
The only team to ever win in the A-League to win the U.S. Open Cup.
And
you
Andrew,
realize
how
that?
good is that we're playing in Rochester in front of hopefully 10, 11, 12,000 people?
Well, it's a huge advantage to play at home, especially in a cup match. And again, the Battery have never won at Frontier in their history.
Wow.
So Tim is up on Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct. How are you, Tim?
Not bad. How are you guys?
Doing well, thank you.
Wow.
Want to take a stab at the trivia?
Okay, who is the only other MLS team that has not played the Rhinos in the Open Cup?
The Metro Stars?
That is correct. The Metro Stars.
Oh, yes. Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner.
Yes, that was a tough one, because we've played the Metro Stars a number of times, but they've all been friendlies.
Hey, buddy, you get 4 tickets to
awesome.
to Wednesday, Timmy, and this is big, baby. So tell your family, tell your friends, get them all together. This is going to be a huge game. We advance. You never know, man. You never know what might bring us to the next round.
That's right.
I can't wait. I was at the Ludlow game, and that was just crazy.
That was wild, man.
Winning penalty kicks is always very exciting to watch.
It's the first time the Rhinos have ever gone to penalties in the Open Cup, so it's a wild, wild game, and it could happen possibly on Wednesday. You never know. Could play 120 minutes. We could be going on till 11:30, 12 o'clock at midnight. Who knows?
Tim, any comments on tonight's game?
After Minnesota scored the first goal, I was like, oh no, we're not going to score 2 goals. But finally broke that 1-0 curse that I guess we'd been under of only scoring 1 goal a game.
It's been a long time.
It's very good that you comment about that, because I was actually just going to discuss this, Tim. Coming off and winning after being down 1-0, before in the beginning of the season that wasn't really working our way, but it all started a few weeks ago in New England. You know, we were down 1-0 for a while and came back and win in penalty kicks, and to come out tonight to be down and to win, I think that's just showing you the strength and growth of the Rhinos over the season, and you know how ready that we really are for the Open Cup and the playoffs.
Yep, I can't wait.
All right, Timmy. Well, thank you. Put you on hold. Engineer Bob, my brother from another, he'll get all your information.
All right, take care, guys.
All right.
See you Wednesday.
346-3000, 1-866-552-1009. We have one quick programming note that we got to mention.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Soccer's a kick in the grass. I've been corrected by Engineer Bob. Will be at noon on WYSL 1040 with Charlie Schiano and Red Card Joe Sirianni.
It's a repeat
Repeat of Thursday. And
so if you missed Thursday, where supposedly Charlie told me in the press box that he made fun of the fact that I got these rose-colored glasses on. I'm always positive, blah, blah. But it's like that's the way I see the game usually. I mean, you know, yeah, I talked about the midfielders not connected with the forwards, but overall, I really think that like even when we lost those games, the big games we lost, I thought we were still in them until the end. It was just weird, but hopefully you can listen. What
and anybody that knows the Rochester Rhinos, we always kick it in gear coming playoff time, coming August. Every single year, if you're a true follower, that's what happens with the Rochester Raging Rhinos.
Kick it in gear, huh?
Kicking it in gear. Seriously, this has happened the past couple of years. Don't doubt the Rhinos.
How about another? I told you bonus trivia. What do you got?
Okay, here we go.
Do it.
Here's the bonus trivia question for 4 tickets to see the Rhinos in the Battery coming up on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Special starting time here at Frontier.
What size?
No. What size?
No.
What size shoe is Ryan Trout? No, we're not going to do that. The Rhinos are only one of 2 A-League teams to make the Open Cup semifinals. One of the two of us, the Rhinos of the Battery, will make the A-League, the Open Cup semifinals. What was the only other team besides the Rhinos from the A-League to make the Open Cup semifinals?
The Open Cup semifinals, A-League team. It can't be a Canadian team, obviously, so I'll help you out there.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Way to get that one out there.
Well, let's go to Nicole and see what she thinks. Nicole, you have a guess at our trivia.
I'm not going to guess at the trivia. I'll let somebody else.
Nicole is so gracious, you know.
What did you think of tonight's game, Nicole?
I actually thought it was a good game. I mean, it's nice to see the midfield is starting to get back up there, and and hearing that Ian Fuller is better and might be playing again. I mean, that's definitely great, and I think it was just a really well-played game, and I mean the goals they were really nice goals. I mean, it's great to see the guys coming up from the road games and from all the losses and getting a really great win here at home, and it was great to see all the fans that came out. So I mean, definitely a good game.
Well, Nicole, it definitely was. It was a great game, and looking at the Rhino schedule, and then correct me if I'm wrong, guys.
You're wrong.
I believe this is the first time the Rhinos have come from behind to win a game in the league this year.
Come on.
I believe it is.
You're wrong, because they never were behind before. All right, Nicole, thank you so much for calling.
Hi.
We appreciate you calling. Nicole called.
We appreciate the call.
We got like 10 minutes left. We're going to give away 2 more trivias, but we're going to go to break. But what's the question now again?
Who is the only other A-League team besides the Rhinos to make the Open Cup semifinals?
Okay, let's go.
Come on, people. Let's get it right. Call us in. Win some tickets.
346-3000, 1-866-552-1009. Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct on the Rhinos Radio Network. Back here on Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct. Soccer Sam, Lindsay Jezik, and yours truly, Andy Battisti. Rhinos win 2-1 over the Minnesota Thunder. Rhinos' next match will be this Sunday at 6 p.m. right down the road in Syracuse at PNC Stadium against
two-way battle.
The Southie Dogs, who have won 5 in a row. They're going for 6 in a row tomorrow night against Minnesota. So, want to go check out some soccer tomorrow night? You can do that, or go up to Toronto and see Celtic against AS Roma at the Sky Dome.
Yeah, a lot of my friends are going to that game.
That's going to be a big one. Now, one correction on the trivia that I just asked. There actually were 2 A-League teams that have made the Open Cup semifinals other than the Rhinos.
Told you that.
No, you didn't. So we're going to do 2. If you get either one or the other, you win 4 tickets to see the Rhinos in the Battery.
Yeah, we're getting Lindsay's tickets, by the way. Lindsay, your family from Wilson, they're going to have to hop over the fences again because we're taking your tickets to give away.
I don't think so. They'll be walking through the gate.
Let's go to Soccer Slick here on Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct. How are you, Slick?
Good evening. Hi, everyone. Lindsay, it's nice to talk to you. I think it's the first time I've had a chance to talk to you.
Oh, very nice to have you on.
I'm going to guess Milwaukee.
Milwaukee is incorrect.
Oh, nice try.
I knew the Metro Stars, but I didn't know Milwaukee. I just saw on USLsoccer.com that Scotty Schweitzer is going to receive 3-game suspension. not including tomorrow night's game or Sunday night's game. So after we play on Sunday,
after that weekend, he gets 3 games as
So
of Monday.
that means on the 1 week from tonight, when the Salty Dogs come into town here, he will not be playing.
Guess that's what happens when you get rowdy with a fan.
Well,
Thank you for that tidbit of information. We were actually all wondering. We've been scanning, the web and checking out, and nothing was really on. So thanks for that.
and everybody else that was involved in the incident got a 2-game suspension plus some monetary
who else
fines.
was involved?
The Charleston player, right?
Andrew Marr from Syracuse and Watson and Simmons from Charleston.
From Charleston, yeah, that's what I had thought.
Very
He was
interesting.
a part of it.
Because that means that Watson and who's the other player from Charleston?
Greg
Simmons will not play for the Battery on the 8th when they come here to Frontier, which are big losses
Yeah,
for the
that
Battery.
is. Two major
Of course, the
losses.
Battery are out of the A-League playoffs, so really Sunday's game is just for pride. Wednesday's game is the big one for the Battery. Their whole season rides on Wednesday night.
That's why it is such an important game when we can't just, shrug it off because we've had such a solid record with the Charleston. This is all that they have left in the season. They're going to come out here full force.
All right, Slick, well, say hello to Soccer Cindy for me.
I certainly will.
Slickster.
We'll see you later.
Thanks,
See you
Slick.
later,
Good night.
Soccer Slick.
346-3000, 1-866-552-1009. Lots of chances for you fans to see the Rhinos coming up here in the next week or so. Sunday in Syracuse, then Charleston Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Syracuse next Friday night for Friday Night Frenzy at 7:35, and then Charleston again 6:05 on Sunday the 8th. So
I'm going to remember all that.
yeah, well, it's been
Put it down on your calendar. That's a lot.
it's been a long time since the Rhinos have been in front of their fans. So it's great for the fans now to see the Rhinos. 4 games coming up, 1 in Syracuse, 3 here at home. Besides tonight, 5 games.
Yep.
Tell you. Let's go down to our next caller on Behind the Net. Our caller, Tyler. What's going on tonight? How are you?
Hi.
Good. What's up, Tyler? You got to guess the trivia?
Yeah.
What do you got, buddy?
Colorado Foxes.
That's a very good guess, but it is not the Colorado Foxes.
Nice try.
Do you play soccer, Tyler?
Yeah.
Thank you for calling. Bye, buddy.
Bye.
Thanks, Tyler. 346-3000,
Come on, guys. 2 more chances to win.
552-1009. But that's a blast from the past. The Colorado Foxes.
Yeah, that was,
I was just thinking when you said that name. I was like,
Waldy Harris was the MVP of the A-League in '96 playing for Colorado, and they had quite a good team back then.
They played at a dog racetrack, some kind of, really, they did. They played like at a Finger Lakes, and then the field was in the middle. Like other nights of the week, it was at a racetrack. I'm not kidding you, and it was a beautiful place.
kind of like this field on baseball sometimes.
Well, no,
Soccer sometimes.
but you know how we got the track around? They had it was inside of the horse thing. So it's kind of far away, but it was nice.
That's amazing. The Foxes and the Rapids, both teams playing at one in the A-League, one in MLS. That's going to happen next year with the Utah making Salt Lake City having a team in MLS, and supposedly the Utah Blitz are going to move up to the A-League next year. So that's amazing. 2 pro teams in Utah. Whoever would have thought?
Who knows what's
If
going
there's
on?
that many people out there, support them.
Well, it's going to be
in Utah.
Well, it's going to be very interesting. Guys, we're running out of time here. Final thoughts on tonight's match.
Well, it's first tell us what the trivia guess.
All right,
people aren't going crazy wondering.
The trivia answers: Seattle Sounders in 1995, before the Rhinos even existed, played in the MLS, played the the Open Cup semifinals before even MLS was around.
That's a trick question.
And then the other one, the Charleston Battery.
Oh, you gave it away.
1999.
I mean, you said it like 3 times. Charleston Battery, Charleston Battery. Nobody got it.
Nobody got it. So
nobody got it.
We'll have more tickets to give away though on Sunday's broadcast with the Rhinos in Syracuse.
Yeah, are you going to be in Syracuse?
Unfortunately, I can't make it. I got some personal things. I'll be manning the show down in the studio. I'll be on the Rhinos chat room at rhinosoccer.com.
All right, don't get arrested then. All right, be careful. Lindsay and I will be there, hopefully doing. We'll hear from you on the field. We'll have the players there.
Great.
And I'm out.
All right, I'm out too, and hopefully we'll have a big win on Sunday, but very proud of the Rhinos tonight with a 2-1 victory over Minnesota.
Thanks a lot, Lindsay. Thanks a lot, Sam. That'll do it for Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct. Thanks to all our players for being on tonight. Sean Securis and Ryan Trout, Chris Carrieri, and Noah Delgado with his first appearance here for us here on Behind the Net. And, of course, thanks to Lindsay and to Sam. Bob D'Angelo in the studio at WYSL, all the engineers along the Rhinos Radio Network. Don Stevens and Ryan D'Annunzio doing a great job tonight, his first outing on radio for the Rhinos. Eric Trendle, Director of Media and Community Relations, GM Chris Economides, everybody on the Rhino staff, we all mention them, we love them. Florida is one of the 5 best-run sports franchises in the world, and we say they're number 1 here. And thanks to all of you for listening. Our next broadcast of Rhino Soccer, 5:30 pregame, 6 o'clock kickoff Sunday night in Syracuse, the Rhinos and the Syracuse Salty Dogs. For Soccer Sam and Lindsay Andrazik, I'm Andrew Battisti, and once again the final score from Frontier tonight, your Rhinos 2 and the Minnesota Thunder 1. Good night, everyone.